Good afternoon and welcome to Mug's August meeting. We're back online due to lockdown and ready to talk Lego for a couple of hours and see how everything is. Joining me, we have Matt and Sue-Ann today, and there's still room for other people to join. Yeah.
How are you, Sue-Ann?
Sorry?
How are you,
Yeah.
Sue-Ann?
Yeah, good.
Welcome.
Another
What are you guys
Sunday
up to
afternoon.
today?
I was contemplating whether to do some Harry Potter sets.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the tiles.
Ooh.
Nice.
I caved and I ordered them on Bricklink. But
Yeah.
no, sorry.
Were they expensive?
Sorry.
Were they expensive?
They're about $1.20 each.
Yeah, about what I expect.
Yeah, they're not too bad. I bought a whole bunch of the sets, and my original idea was to open the sets to build them all. Sorry, not to get the tiles and the gold figures. And then I just figured that it's actually cheaper to go on Bricklink and just buy the tiles and the figures. So
How much are the figures on Blink?
depends on the figure. Between $12 and $20. But compared to the sets,
Yeah, true.
it's worth it. And like I've got the sets. I actually have Hogsmeade and half the sets, but I don't really want to open them if I don't have to, and then I'll just sell the sets if I get the figures. So yeah, but
Yeah.
that's my little stand for the frog tiles.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's
have
good.
none.
You've got none?
I would like to buy some. I have none.
Have you seen the new Harry Potter edition set with the Hagrid?
Yes.
With the-
And how I don't know if people know this, but it has actually a stand for all the gold figures.
What?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
see
I'm just trying to find the press images. It
Yeah,
wasn't,
it's got the chocolate bit in the middle, and then the other two figures on the outside.
yeah, but
And you'd have to look at extending that for all the other gold figures.
hold on, I'm trying to find the image. Sorry, bear with me. I wasn't prepared for this conversation.
You should be prepared for everything.
I know, right? And the images that I'm going to show aren't going to have all the bits in it, are they? So the actual set itself comes with enough to extend the stand for the gold figures, but they don't show it in any of the press.
Right.
I don't know, but let me just.
That seems odd.
Yeah, I saw it in one of the reviews, or the unboxing videos. They showed the instructions, and it comes with 2 extra bits to fit all the gold figures on it.
No.
I'm trying to find press images of it. Bear with me, and I'll see if I can find it. Building instructions. Building instructions. There's no building instructions for it yet. Awesome. If anyone in the chat is watching and one of our reviewers has the photo of the instructions with that bit in it, but at the last part of the instructions, it definitely has enough parts in the set to extend your golden figure stand to include room for all the golden figures. So
That's pretty
that's
cool.
pretty cool. Yeah. They've thought about. Sorry?
It'll be a nice display at the end of it.
Oh yeah, I think that set's really amazing. They've done an excellent job with it. I think. I'm curious to see the actual proper reviews of it and see what people are saying about it. But, yeah. Yeah. So are you building anything today, Sue-Ann?
I am indeed. Just bear with me a second. I am just trying to adjust something on my computer
Okay.
to make things work a little bit better for me, and that's not working. So I'll come back to where I'm supposed to be if I can. Cancel. Okay. My plan is to build this.
Oh, nice. Okay. A 3-in-1 set.
Yeah, it's the what's that? The log cabin one.
Okay.
I've been going through my backlog.
Yeah.
Of sets that are in the room I'm in at the moment.
Okay.
I've still got about 30 to go.
Okay.
This is not my Lego room. There's more in my Lego room.
I can't count the amount of sets that I have in this room that are.
That's just in this room.
No.
Yeah.
This is not my Lego room. Just put that out.
Sorry, Richard is saying that technically the review embargo is a week or two off, so he's not able to tell us any information. But can you confirm or deny? Can you confirm or deny that there is a stand in the instructions, Richard? Just as a nice little surprise. Yeah. Anyway, where are we?
No, it's definitely a set that I'll be getting.
Yes, I think it'll be a day one purchase, and I have a feeling it's going to be one of those sets that's going to be in and out of stock a lot.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's one of those sets that have.
Well, hopefully they have a really good gift purchase for it.
Well, it's the first week of September. So there's meant to be something, but a poly bag or something. But the store calendar hasn't confirmed that yet. Richard doesn't actually have the set, so he can't confirm it. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I like the tile. I hope that's printed tile with the Lego Harry Potter.
The letter or?
Not the letter. On the stand, how it's got the Lego Harry Potter.
Oh yeah. So the only stickers in the set are what you'd expect to be stickers. So the labels on the bottles are stickers, but everything else seems to be printed. That's what I've seen.
I was reading earlier. You know the big tile that has the crest.
Yep.
It's got a spelling mistake.
Yeah, apparently in the Latin.
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, it's an O instead of a U at the end of the last word. I'm not even going to try.
Yeah. Okay.
But they did say that Lego would replace it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's deliberate. You know?
Yeah, possibly. Richard is saying that the frog label may be a sticker. I'm not sure which one the frog label is. Okay. So the I think it might be the bit under the Lego Harry Potter bit. Ooh. Hold on, let me just share my screen again. So he thinks the name Dumbledore is a sticker, but everything else.
That's a bit disappointing.
Yeah, but I get why they've done that, because you want names for all of the golden frogs, I guess, the cards. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing though. Anyway,
It's a very good looking stand.
yeah, no, it's really nice. I wish they did something similar for like the Ninjago figures and the other gold figures. I've forgotten the other gold figures. But yeah, I like how they've got the deer with dots there, so you can write your own name there, and it's shown in the instructions that you write your own name or whoever you're giving the set to. It's kind of cool.
I wonder how many of those will survive.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I'd probably want extras of them to swap them out for different people.
I like how you got the different scarves so you can pick your house.
Yes. Yeah, I wasn't sure what they were doing there with like just the Harry Potter stuff, but you've got the different colors so you can swap out the Harry Potter, like the house scarves, which is cool.
Yeah, I'm not enamored with these little scarf sections.
Why?
I mean, it's a nice little build, but
You don't think they needed the scarf?
no, I don't think so. I think
Okay.
it was fine without them.
Yeah, that's fair. And it takes up that extra bit of room on your display cabinet or something.
Yeah, you've got to position it so that they're underneath something, so it
Yeah.
actually looks like it's a scarf. You know?
You can always leave it off though, I guess. Just replace it
Yeah.
with a tile or something. Hey Bill, the link is at the top of the chat in Facebook. Is it not in the top of the chat? I will put the link in the chat now. Did that work? No. Let me just.
So with an O instead of a U at the end of the last word. I'm not even going to try.
Yeah, no idea. Hey Bill, sorry. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. I like the set. I'll get it. I think
I'll get it.
it'll be one of the ones that sells out pretty quick.
I imagine I'll get it. It's just, I don't like the scarf.
Yeah. Hi Damien. How you doing?
Howdy.
Have they actually said how tall it's going to be?
How tall? It does not say.
Oh, sorry, I found it now. 44 centimeters in height.
Oh, yeah. 44 centimeters height, 50 centimeters wide, and 33 deep.
So decent size.
Yep. How you doing, Damien?
Good.
Yeah, and you're rustling bags very loudly.
Yeah, that's why I was on mute before. Then you asked a question, and I had to answer.
Okay.
I'm just going to drop out. I'm just going to go have some lunch.
Okay. No worries. We'll
So,
see you
yeah.
around. Yeah.
Bye.
See you later. Hey, Bill.
What's
Hi,
up?
Bill. How you doing?
Yeah, we're pretty excited to be back.
Sorry. Hi. Still angling the camera. How you guys doing today?
We're super locked down, yeah.
Sorry, we can barely hear you, Bill.
Okay, yeah, we're super locked down.
You're very muted.
We're very locked down.
Lockdown. Yeah. Yeah, it's the part of the course at the moment, isn't it, to be locked down?
Yeah.
Are you guys building anything today?
No, we're playing games.
No?
We're just playing games.
So I need to pull out the creationary cards and give people some inspiration. No?
Not for me. I have
Not
something to build.
You can build along. You can build late or something. I don't know. Do we have a mock comp? I don't think we have a mock comp. Do we have a mock comp?
What was the original one for the meeting?
I don't remember.
Do you want me to go look it up?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the events tab.
Was
We're
it
completely
the
organised
translucent C part?
Translucent.
C part trans. I think that might have been what it was.
Seed part trans clear. Your mock contain must one trans clear part. The more interesting, the better. Okay. So if anyone is interested in entering the mock comp, you must include a trans clear part in your build in a prominent way. So it can be anything that you want, but anything trans clear.
And I don't think a 1x1 round plate counts.
As long as it's prominent and there's lots of 1x1 round plates.
Oh, yeah, if there's lots, but not just one. One's not prominent.
Prominent. Prominent trans clear. So if you'd like to enter, you'll need to send an email to mugs@brickventures.com with your entry by 4 p.m. and we will post a poll in the Facebook group after that. And a prize will be announced for the winner. Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking if we've got any entries so far.
Do we?
Yes. I'm going to go with yes. Yes, we have one entry.
Woohoo.
I was wondering why I was getting entries and I didn't quite know what it was. But yes, we have one entry. So there is a competition happening. Trans clear parts. So have you guys bought any of the new Lego sets that have come out this August?
I bought the Vida camper and Bro Thor's apartment.
Yes, I got Rose Thor's apartment too. Hi, Veronica. How are you?
Hi, Veronica.
Hello. Can she hear us?
Yes, I can. Sorry.
Okay.
I was telling Mark to mute the TV.
Oh.
I learned!
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. I miss everybody.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer that we had to cancel today's meeting, but here we
Yeah.
are.
And
I think this year's going to be written off like last year.
Hopefully
think
it's
you
a
might
little
be
bit better.
right.
We might be able to sneak some meetings in between. But we'll see.
And I can't wait for that Harry Potter set to come out either.
Oh, it looks amazing, right?
when's it due out?
For
the
2nd of September.
Sorry, the what?
2nd of September.
All right. Okay.
So a week away, also.
Couple of weeks. We're still in August, right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, just checking. I have no sense of time.
I know you lose days and weeks, and
My sense of time is entirely related to whether I need to be online for a call or not.
Yeah.
And then Saturday was a 12-hour run. Today seems simple.
For sort of, right?
Yeah, 12 hours.
Did you get a lot of sorting done?
No, I did building instead. I built 2 of the other Creator 3-in-1 sets, houses.
Okay.
Then the Scooby-Doo Mystery Mansion. And I took apart those sets and 2 others that I had lying around.
Nice.
So they're all in Ziploc bags.
Yeah. Going through some of the old sets, Scooby-Doo old sets. Oh, we lost Veronica.
Just going through the Scooby-Doo sets.
Sorry?
Just going through the Scooby-Doo sets for the first
Okay.
time.
I don't think we've got any of
I've
them.
done them all now. I don't think there's any more.
So you've built all 5 Scooby-Doo sets?
No. Okay, so maybe there's more. Maybe I didn't buy them all. I've built 3.
Okay.
So,
Hi, Catherine.
Hello, how are you?
hey, Catherine.
Hello.
How you doing today?
Good. Good. I've been for my daily walk. Walked up to the supermarket, bought some meat for dinner and had some lunch. And now I thought, right, now I'll sit here and talk to you guys for a couple of hours while my family watches more of the Olympics.
Oh, fair enough.
It's
At least the
nearly
Olympics
finished.
ends tonight.
Yeah, we're having a roast for dinner. So my husband will cook it.
Oh, nice.
Mark said, "What's the address?"
No, it's
No
only
visitors.
I have visitors over.
Well,
Yeah.
you can do drive-throughs.
Yeah. You're in around 5K zone, so you can't come.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, Dave.
Oh, dear.
And he's not an essential. Getting food from someone else,
Hmm.
I don't think is essential in this case.
No.
Phone lunch.
Well, my father-in-law did come by this morning and drop off an apple pie that he made.
Oh, nice.
Oh, he started cooking last year during lockdown because he couldn't go out to all his normal activities. So last year he used to cook us rolls, vanilla slices, apple pie, and then he'd drop them off because we and my sister-in-law both live within 5 Ks of his place. So he just comes past and drops off food for us, which is really nice.
Nice.
That's lovely.
I got bored yesterday and made my first ever batch of nougat. Turned out
Oh,
pretty well. Yeah.
Was it
How
hard?
did it turn out?
Sorry?
How did it turn out?
Yeah, pretty good. It's nice and soft and chewy, so yeah, it was good.
Cool.
Tasty enough.
Why? Oh, okay.
Well,
Lego doing confusing things again.
oh,
You know, Lego's instructions, not perfect.
are you building anything, Veronica?
I am. So hopefully brick fencing.
You're building Brickvention?
I'm hope 4-bit brick fencing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can see that.
I can make you full screen.
It's a hat.
oh,
Oh, nice.
Because you know how I like using everyday things and mixing it with Lego.
Yeah.
And then I got
Oh, wow.
oh, that's
Okay.
good. Yeah.
I expect to see you wearing that one.
Mm.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. Yeah. I
I'm
like
just
it.
going to put another big flower on it.
Did you watch the US Lego Masters when they did their hat episode?
Oh, my
No.
God, that was so funny.
No. Shut up! Dogs.
They did a whole episode where they had to make a buildable hat out of Lego.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was they had to hold it unassisted for 30 seconds and walk down a runway with it on. And there
Oh
were
my
some
God.
quite impressive hats.
I might have to YouTube it.
Yeah. At least have a look at the photos. Yeah.
We didn't know that there was an extra criteria they didn't show on the broadcast, and that is it had
Oh.
to be a certain height.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And that's why you saw so many of them were like up here
yeah.
rather than all just this way or
Yeah. Okay. That adds more information to why a lot of them failed, I guess, because they've tried going higher.
That sounds cool, though.
that came from Modo.
Okay.
Modo said that.
Yeah.
Who was eliminated in that episode. Oh, spoilers, sorry.
Yeah. I'm hoping he comes back. I don't think he will, but I hope
I don't know. He's certainly increased his presence on every aspect of social media known to man.
yes. As you do if you go on one of those shows.
Yeah, no, more so. I don't think any of them have been as prolific at not just streaming, appearing on someone else's stream, TikToking.
Yeah.
I don't know if he does Twitch as well. I can't remember. But he's been everywhere.
Oh, well, all power to him. He only
Yeah,
got out.
good on him. Good on him. He's found something he really enjoys doing, so it's great.
Yeah.
It's just funny. It's like you switch on something else, and it's like there's Moto. Hello, Moto.
I wish he had more time to show off his technical skill, because he actually is quite a good builder.
It's before or when the series started. I'm part of a group that watches the episode on Wednesday mornings.
Yeah,
a discussion group, and he's been on it a couple of times talking about some of the stuff and showing some of his own models. So he's got the big wolf head mask.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that. And he's shown the back of it a couple of times, showing you how it's all joined together and how it all holds in place. It's pretty amazing. Incredible just to think of the engineering involved in keeping it in one piece.
I'm just seeing if there's photos of it. Sorry. He's done an amazing job.
Have you found something?
I'm trying to find it. Yeah. It was great.
I watch it via the feed from Canada. So.
I can't find it off the top of my head. No. My Google skills are not working today. But yeah, he's done
I mean, I'm sure it's somewhere.
Oh, he's got it on Flickr somewhere. I just don't have his social links handy. Yeah. Lots of sorting. I feel like I should be building something, but I don't know what.
Surely you have a set to build.
I clearly I only have Lego in the background.
Yeah. I don't have a green screen. I can't do that on StreamYard.
Yeah, it's one of these ones that attaches to my chair, so if I move the wrong way, you can still see my mess in the background.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah.
But floaty letters.
Cool.
Oh,
It's reacting to the green in the base of it. So, yeah. I don't know. I might build my Mickey set.
Which do you mean, the large figure or the farm set?
I have the little baby one, the plane. I wanted all the Mickey figures.
I got the farm and the rocket.
I have the farm. I've built the farm previously, and I have the fire station as well, and this one. And I'm still debating whether I want to get the rest or just get the figures. But then I looked at the price.
Pretty cool.
Sorry.
The rocket's pretty cool.
Yeah, but
Trevor
the price
told me
of,
he's building that.
the price of the figures on Bricklink versus the price of the sets, it's actually cheaper to buy the sets than it is to buy the figures.
I guess if you're just buying him for the figures, whereas I was buying him for, I bought the rocket set for the rocket.
Yeah, fair enough. See, I've got like I don't really want the farm set, like the parts of the set, so I don't know what to do with them now because they're all juniors based sets, so they're bigger parts and it's just annoying to hold on to. So
Sell them.
I don't know what I'll do with them.
Just sell them. Next time, it's a brick market.
Who wants to buy them though? That's the problem.
I don't know.
And if you want to, like, if you want the plane, you'll buy the set because it's $17, so it's pretty cheap.
Well, how much is a sheep on Bricklink?
The sheep are about $8. So the farm set specifically, if you look at the cost, I think it's $50. The horse on Bricklink is about 13. The sheep is about 6 to 8. The 2 minifigs that come in the set are between $10 and $15 each. So by the time you calculate that all out, you're just buying the set. So, yeah, I don't know. That's why I've ended up with these sets. And a lot of the parts, because they're big parts, like, well, the plane, that's the plane bit.
Yeah,
So
it's quite
I don't know what I'd use it for again.
Sure, you can find something. Isn't that the joy of Lego?
I have too much stuff, though. That's the problem.
You know, you can never have too much Lego.
Trust me, if
remember
you ask Steve, I have far too much Lego.
You just haven't found the uses for that stuff you own.
This is true.
That's different.
You need a bigger house.
That's
This is also true. I am in need of a bigger house.
I think everyone's in need of a bigger house.
Yeah.
Have Lego, need bigger house.
I do like the Mickey face in these sets. To the point
Yeah,
where
that's really cool.
I would like to get a whole bunch of those and do something at like Brickvention and put hidden Mickeys everywhere. And
Yeah. It's not
Like
on bricks and
people-
pieces, though.
sorry,
It's not on bricks and pieces.
no, of course not. But Bricklink, like I could get 20 or so, and we could have like a hidden Mickey competition. I think that'd be kind of fun. Maybe at one of the small events.
Maybe.
Something
I
different.
think we put a stop to that at Queenscliff Bricks
You
Why?
stopped it.
because kids were running around looking for the figures and not actually looking at the Lego.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's
But they weren't taking their time; they were running.
Mm.
okay. That's a good point. We do want people to stop and look at the sets, but that's when you need to hide them right up in the cave or the hidden bit of the set, right?
And then you have hundreds of frustrated children who can't see that far because they're not stopping long enough. You know?
That's when they need to appreciate and learn to slow down.
I think it'd be all right at a smaller one, like a smaller venue, but Brickvention, because there's so many people.
Yeah. Although with the whole COVID restrictions and everything, numbers will be limited and crowd sizes would be limited.
Yeah, maybe.
Or it's just going to be called off again.
Don't put that out in the world. It's not going to be called off.
We just don't know. Nobody can predict what will happen in the next week. Couple of months.
Oh, I can't if all these protesters keep protesting. Idiots.
Yeah.
I know. Hi, Steve. Hi, Brickles. So yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping that Brickvention will go ahead and everything will be happening. But the committee will let us know. The Brickvention committee, sorry, will let us know at some point. Hopefully in the near future, but it's hard to say with lockdown and everything going on.
Oh, it's the problem, isn't it?
Yep.
Ruby, you're going to kill my dog.
Kill the dog.
Kill the dog. All right, I'm going to go because she's driving me crazy.
Okay.
It was
Bye.
nice talking to you. And I miss
Yeah.
you all.
Bye.
Yeah. So apart from the Harry Potter set, are there any sets that you're excited about getting, or you want to get that you haven't got yet?
Always. I don't think I've got. I haven't got the Seinfeld set yet.
Okay.
I'd like to get that. I'm not a fan of Seinfeld, but I am a fan of idea sets. So
Okay. I'm not a fan of Seinfeld. I do like Breck Waller's stuff though, and I
Yeah.
like his design aesthetic. So I'm keen to pick that up just for supporting his ideas sets,
absolutely.
and because he's local, well, Australian local, it's good to support our Aussie people. Hi, Kathy.
I agree.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Sounds working this week, this month.
So I will probably wait for it to be on special though in a retailer rather than buy it from Lego's store.
Well, I haven't bought it from Lego yet, so
Yeah.
might be a while.
Yeah, there's been other stuff to buy. Yeah. Although saying that, it's one of the good ways to get the giftless purchases because it's a significantly priced set.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was
Sorry,
that? What set was that?
the Seinfeld set. You're very quiet. We can barely hear you.
I have ongoing computer issues. Is that any better?
Not overly.
Really? I don't really know how to adjust it.
Is your microphone blocked somehow, or
No, I've got a new one that I've plugged in.
okay?
I'll keep working on it.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not sure on Seinfeld. Like it's like the Ross and Rachel apartment as well, the Friends apartment.
Yeah.
I think that's very expensive. And they're cashing. They are definitely cashing in on the popularity of Friends. So,
See,
yeah.
I'd like to get that one as well. And I
Yeah.
had this whole, and I know someone's already mocked it, but, putting them all together with the Big Bang Theory one and putting Brothors in there as well.
Putting what in there?
Brothor.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can
And
see
have
that.
this whole quirky apartment block thing happening.
Okay.
It looks quite good, some of the ones that they've done.
Yeah. See, the problem with these junior sets is they're just super quick to build.
Mm. They're very quick builds.
Now, does anyone need the plane from the Mickey set?
No.
No. Yeah. That's what I thought. I also have the plane from Minion sets if anyone needs a Minions plane.
I got a friend's plane over here I haven't built yet. Thought about building it today, but I want to get these creator houses out of the way.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is this any better now? Switch to the old microphone.
A little bit better.
A little bit?
A little. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you look at the Wicked Brick link myself and Josh posted?
I have.
What'd you think? And I know you don't really have the room for.
I love the idea of display boxes and everything, and I really would like to get some. Sorry, I'm going to share the screen and show what we're talking about so people can follow along. So Wicked Brick is a UK-based company that sells display boxes for your set. I love them. I love the idea of having everything encased in something to protect the stuff. The problem that I have is the cost of them.
Yeah.
So Seinfeld's set costs $129 retail. The case is $83. So it's half or just over half the cost of the set to encase it into its own little case. So that's where I'm finding the problem with the cases.
I was thinking more in terms of the shelf inserts they have and the doors they have for the Kallax, the IKEA shelf unit.
Do you remember what they're under? Substitutions for IKEA.
Yeah, not frames. Frames is for your A4 sheets of paper.
Yeah.
I can't read what they say.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah. Oh.
I really like this idea, like the framing to put in front of your IKEA thing to keep the dust out. It's a great idea. I'm surprised that IKEA haven't done that.
Yeah, they don't have anything like that. They have drawers, they have doors, but nothing clear.
And I like the minifig stand things that they've got.
I like that they've got different types. So they've got stands that are suitable for pop vinyl or brickhead size things.
Yeah.
They've got the stands for minifigs where you can, there's actually like spots for studs so that you can stand them up.
Do they actually have?
I don't know.
They do have studs. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if they're Lego branded though, so there may be an issue with size.
Yeah.
So. But I guess you could always put your own Lego studs on top.
Yeah.
And try and offset the size.
Yeah, I think they're a great idea. But say the minifig stand, I got where am I? So I got a whole bunch of bricks and built the brick built minifig stand.
Yep.
And that's working. Yeah.
If you've got bricks, I mean, yeah, sure.
That's what Lugbulk was for.
No, Lugbulk was for other stuff this year.
Well, not for Steve. That's where he wanted to organize all the minifigs. Yeah. So yeah, so my problem, as I said, my problem with Wicked Bricks is the price.
Yeah.
They're an awesome premium product, and from all the reviews that I've read, they do exactly what they are designed to do, and there's been no problems with them. But like Disney Castle, $320 for the display case for the Disney Castle is the equivalent of the Disney Castle almost in Britain. So I'd probably just buy.
I don't think I would buy their cabinets for individual sets because I don't tend to display a lot of individual sets.
Yeah.
But I do like the stands and I do like the doors because I could see them being something I would use.
Yeah.
And you could
Not
change
necessarily
around
for Lego either.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe for something else. Hang on, I've got a knock at the door.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
That means I can mark Trevor down as attending a Mugs meeting.
Hello.
Try again.
Do I get a stamp?
Sure. You attended the meeting, right?
Excellent.
Train.
Hello, welcome, Max, people.
Hello.
Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think these like the Wicked Brick stands, and then you got to pay shipping on top of that, and they don't really go on sale at all, and all that sort of stuff. So I'd be curious to see what they're like. Maybe for some of the smaller sets that I want to display, or probably the larger sets. I don't know. Hard to say. Anyway. Yeah, so the Friends planes are cool. The tails are a bit small for a plane. They look a bit odd. Yeah, sorry, just responding to some of the chats. Yeah, I think all the pre-built planes are a bit odd and small. It's hard to make a plane properly out of Lego, I guess. I don't know. They don't seem to do planes very often. Yeah. Anyway.
They don't do planes very often, but there's still an excess of planes.
Yes. They seem to go in cycles, right? Like planes once every 3 or 4 years. And then we get
And there's more than one.
Yeah.
Yes. In city, you tend to have nothing except for the 1 year you have heaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the
passenger
helicopters and
yeah.
planes and things for a few years.
It's always helicopters.
Yeah.
One person in Muggs some years
Usually
ago
police or fire.
had calculated how many helicopters there had actually been produced by Lego.
Ooh.
Can't remember how many it was.
Ooh,
But-
that's a trivia question, right?
Yeah. Well, trivia question, but you would have to constantly update it because every year there's another helicopter.
I'm just
True.
putting in helicopter into Bricklink. Apparently, there's 143 sets that are labeled helicopter of some sort. Interesting. It's a lot of helicopters. And that's a set if they had a helicopter in them. I don't know. That could be
Yeah.
accurate.
That's a lot.
Too many.
Why does this city need so many helicopters?
Same question can be asked why they need so many police.
Yeah.
The crime rate.
Fire and police and
We don't have many
Everything.
houses.
Well, that's funny. We were talking about the houses yesterday because for a while there, they did some decent houses in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. They did some fantastic houses. And then they just the range kept getting simpler and simpler.
That's more in
So
the
you get
creator,
to-
though, isn't it?
To get to like the set I'm building now, the log cabin. So it's like, really? What year was that? 2014. Wow, I've had this set for a while.
it's an old set, yeah.
Did I mention I had a backlog?
I
It's like about
Yeah.
6 years.
there's a reason I have a green screen up now, so you can't
Yeah.
see the clock.
I'm not in my Lego room. I'm in the DVD room. It's called the DVD room because that's what you can see.
Fair enough.
It's actually my craft room where the computer is.
Ah. Yeah. Did anyone pick up the video set on clearance?
I did. I saw your post about Big W and Angus, who's 10, quite enjoys them. So I picked them up. We had a day of building those last weekend, so that was a bit of fun.
Are they the new ones or the old ones?
Yeah.
All of them.
Were
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't.
well priced.
Should have done. Didn't.
Yeah, all of the video sets have been marked as clearance end of life, so they're now over half price off, or just over half price.
They've got some good colours in them.
I believe Toys R Us still have them at half price, if you still want them.
Where was that, sorry?
Toys R Us and Hobby Warehouse,
Cool.
but they're even a box of minifigs for them. 24 minifigs is $60 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
They've seriously just given up on the theme for now. And rumor has it we're not getting the Series 2 of the minifigs anymore.
Oh.
So that's disappointing.
Yeah,
So
well,
they're
they've
not coming out, or they're just not coming to Australia.
not coming out.
It hasn't been clear. So they've announced they announced it and they were meant to be coming in October, but all the retail contacts that I've got have said that their orders were cancelled for them in Australia. So I'm not sure if that means that it'll be only on Lego.com or only in other countries, or they're just scrapping them all together. I don't quite know.
I don't think they'd scrap them all together because that's one hell of a
Investment capability.
you know. But I can
another
see that
gummy bear in those.
I can see them appearing on clearance
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. Richard seems to think that the minifigs will be launched, but won't be in retail. So they'll just probably be at Shop at Home or something like that.
Tricky Bricks the other day had a really good discussion about video and what went wrong and what went right.
What do you think went wrong with it?
I think the tech was the main problem. Apart from the fact that the price point was, you've got to be kidding me, was just too high for something where the tech didn't work properly. So it was produced with the assumption that everybody would have the latest device, and so it would be functional on the latest device. And it turns out, no, most people don't have the latest device, especially not kids, and it wasn't actually fully functional on that device anyway.
Agreed. I think also launching a minifig range in the first wave, where it was purely minifigs as opposed to sets or building, was a failure. I think they needed to have some of the stages in the first wave, as well as minifigs. So split up the stages versus
So people
minifigs.
see the possibilities that will come.
Yeah, because you've got the minifigs and you can't really do a lot with them.
And $26 for a single minifig in a box was ridiculous. I struggled to pay $15 for them. Now that they're $10, I can sort of believe that, and that's acceptable.
That's
But,
probably the price they should have been all along.
Yeah.
And the discussion the other day went along the lines of that's probably got something to do with the music company.
Oh, absolutely.
Universal, was it?
Yeah, Universal.
And their demand that it was seen as a premium product and had to be, licensed at a certain amount or something. I don't know.
And I think they could have got away with that if they used real minifigs based on real artists. So if they had like Lady Gaga and all that sort of minifig style artists, but having random just general city or general costume figures in it wasn't.
It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, and I probably would have been okay if it had been maybe regular minifigs, but to have all these sort of costumed characters in the style of, was it the Masked Singer thing?
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Without any
it's a bit
information. There's no backstory to it.
Yeah. What I would really love though is if the BeatBit tiles, you could place them randomly in your mocks, and when you aim the camera at them, those effects would hit that. They'll work on your mock. So, for instance, you put the pie face tile in your mock, and when you aim your camera at it, you see an animation of a pie hitting that spot.
That would be cool.
Or you put a flame tile somewhere, and when you put your camera on it, you see flames coming up from it.
Mm.
I think that kind of augmented reality is what we needed.
That would have been really cool. Shame we didn't get that.
I think that's what they need to do with this mixed technology thing.
Well, they said they're going to take it away, rethink it, retool it, and come back with something new. Or they may just quietly forget about it.
Well, yeah,
Disappear.
yeah, we'll see what they do.
But I suspect Universal have got too much invested in the product.
I agree. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna forget about it that easily or quickly.
The discussion on Tricky Bricks went along the lines of a lot of it seems to have been driven from Universal, and that they're trying to reach into a market that they wouldn't necessarily reach before. So I can't remember who it was now who was having the discussion, but it was these days we are no longer passive listeners of music. All the music we listen to is curated in that nobody really listens to the music for the radio.
Yeah.
The radio for the music. They all they watch YouTube, they use their Spotify or whatever app they're using, and it's curated.
Yep.
You know, they choose it in advance.
Yeah.
What they're going to listen to. Whereas way back in the past, when people used to get their music from the radio, you didn't have a choice as to what you heard. So you heard all these new artists and performers and bands and music that you hadn't heard before and were exposed to a lot. And I think Universal was trying to capture some of that and, you know, engage people with music that they may not have engaged with in the past.
Yep. But I think that, yeah.
I'm regurgitating someone else's theory. Not my own. Oh. That's good.
Yeah, we'll see. Like, I think they'll come up with something, and it'll be just a unique idea again. Hi, Richard.
G'day, Wade. How are you? Hi, Sue Ann, Damien.
Hey,
Catherine.
Richard.
Hi.
How you doing?
Oh, upright, moving forward. I'm calling that a win this week.
A bit like that.
It's a bit, yeah. I've just made an investment in some video. I'm looking forward to giving it a bit of a try now that they've declared it mostly, I won't say dead in the water, but on hiatus.
Yeah. I really like some of the figures.
Isn't it?
I love the figures, but I think there was that lack of building in the first wave that I thought was just crazy.
The one thing building in the first wave made it not feel like a video, a Lego product. It made it feel like a collectible card series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd almost like them to now just have a click on the box, scan the QR code, and at least have it give me some music to listen to while I build the set.
Yep. I have to say, I tried the app again when the new sets came out, and the app works a lot smoother now that it's in there. Like it's been developed and it's got a little bit of maturity to it.
Yeah,
But
it was
kid focused.
it was horrible week one, and the problem is that we used it week one and said this is horrible and didn't go back. And yeah, even halfway through this week, they've updated it, and you no longer need to rescan a figure to record a video, for example. You can just
That's good.
it'll just run with the last band that you had scanned in.
Yeah.
So you can do it even though you've left your Lego down on the dining room table and you've now, supposed to be going to bed or doing your homework or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that what the young people do? I'm not sure anymore.
They can do it while they're at school when they're not meant to have their Lego around, right?
Well, we're in lockdown.
Or their phones.
We're at home anyway.
Yes, they're at home.
Yeah.
Mm.
Are you building anything today, Richard?
I'm just psyching myself up for taking on the K-pop stage.
Wow.
So,
I
so in
built
fact,
that and destroyed it already. Oh, no. Which one did I build?
the idea of an angel unicorn is too appealing to me.
I built the Candy Castle stage.
The chocolate waterfall.
Yeah. I built it, had it built for like 10 minutes and then pulled it apart.
Oh,
How was the build experience, did you find?
I like the heads on top, like the spinning brick head style heads of the bear and the candy singer person. Everything else was just a build, like it was set up to be a display thing. It really went that well.
The thing that has bugged me with this and the hidden side, for example, has been that they are dependent on you keeping the set sort of built up to be able to take full advantage of them.
Yeah.
And I think we'll have augmented reality. There will always be an augmented reality line in Lego. They've been running non-stop since 2010. I don't think it's going to be. There's been some sort of phygital play or fluid play.
I was saying to Sue-Ann before, I think having some sort of element that you can scan in to film an effect on your Lego set would be ideal. Like you scan the flame of your set, that one flame piece, and it shows digital flames. Or you scan a water brick and you get a waterfall effect.
Yeah, I think it'd be great if it just sort of worked almost like an activate this Snapchat filter kind of thing. Yeah.
It's a good combination. That way, like if you're walking around a Lego show and you have your augmented reality out, you can see the scene behind the scene, and you can see the fire engine putting out the fire, or
that's so cool.
yeah.
That may be asking a little bit too much of our phones ultimately at the end of the day, and we will always be pushing the envelope of what they're capable of, and we will always complain about the fact that it runs poorly on the technology that we let our kids use because they've got the third generation hand-me-down phone in the household.
This is true. Very true. Yeah.
So they need to do something that'll work well with a contemporary mobile phone and then not release anything for another 5 years. Just keep it working on that level of tech.
Yeah.
That's the other problem too. You get all this stuff that comes out from Lego that involves tech, and you give it 5 years and it no longer operates.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
And then they pull back after 2 years and you can't use it anymore.
We have an iPod Touch upstairs that still runs Life of George.
Ooh. I think my old phone does too.
What's Life of George?
Oh, Life of George was their first augmented reality program. And what it did was it gave you a picture of a sort of a brick built mosaic, so or like an 8-bit picture that you would then build by stacking up
Okay.
bricks.
Yeah.
And George was a little man made of bricks. And there was that and just various other things that he might take with him on holiday. And you built that against the clock. You put it down on a cardboard mat that gave you gave the camera a grid to sort of line things up on, and then you took a picture of it.
Okay.
And if you were accurate, you got it done in a timely fashion, then you got an electronic postcard sent to you.
Okay.
It was a thing for a while to take the little George figure with you on holidays and take photos of George with Sydney Opera House in the background or wherever you were.
Kind of a cool idea.
I may have taken George to the Lego headquarters in Sydney.
No.
May have.
Mayhaps.
Yeah, it was fun for a while.
Yeah. I can see what they're trying to achieve, but I think it's there will always be people who complain about it. There'll always be people who don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Who say, gee, the whole point of buying Lego was so that my kids are off their phones anyway.
Very
but
true.
as Joanne was saying, there's that driver coming from the music company as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Universal drive a monster movies theme.
Well, they started with the brickhead, like the Frankenstein brickhead.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised we didn't get another one for this year.
Yet.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Halloween's still a month or so away.
Yeah, but all the Halloween stuff's been announced already.
Has it?
Listen to Richard.
Fair enough.
Look at his body language. He hasn't told us anything.
I actually have no idea.
Right.
I actually have no idea. We know that some stuff has been announced, but you know,
Give this to me, Richard.
I actually have no idea, Wade. I don't know, but it strikes me as would be crazy. My wild guess is that next year we will see a Universal Monster Movies theme that'll be along the lines of Monster Fighters and Scooby-Doo. But I think that'd be the best thing for them to do with it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Don't you want to see a Wolfman and a Mummy and Frankenstein all crossing over like they did back in the 50s?
I would, but the rebooted monster universe that they tried to do with the Mummy and the Tom Cruise movie failed, and they didn't do any sort of tie-ins after that. So I don't know.
Ignore that version of it. Let's just go back to the grindy 40s version, which they still have the license for.
Yeah. I guess they are teeing up to do that era of reboots. Like Monster Fighters was 2012, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That was about a decade ago.
With Lord of the Rings reboot happening as well, we're likely to get that year of sets come back again. Sets that were released around 10 years ago.
Yeah, although we sort of got I suppose, another look at those sorts of monster kind of things, kind of with Scooby-Doo as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do seem to do that. I've said it a few times now. Like
And
Castle
collectible minifigures.
Yeah, like I've said it a few times though that they haven't done a new castle theme because they've had castle themes active in the last 10 years. So they've had Nexo Knights, they've had Harry Potter, which is kind of a castle. They've had Lord of the Rings, which are castles. So there's no need.
Don't forget Cinderella and Frozen.
Yeah.
There has not been a 6-month period in the last 10 years where there has not been a castle set release.
Yeah. It's just that people aren't happy with them because they're not classic castles. But there's always been a castle set, and there's always been space sets. So, like, City have always done a space set every couple of years, and then we've had the ideas, rockets, and all that sort of stuff. They're just not classic space.
Well, what's classic space? Define classic space for me. And
the blues and the greys and the Benny the spaceman.
blues and greys lasted for 3 years of the what you'd consider to be 15 years of classic space run. It doesn't count. I don't think that's a valid.
And you could argue that the Lego Movie brought back classic space in a modern era
Sort of, kind of.
Absolutely.
with Benny's spaceship and Benny himself.
Yeah.
But
So-
if you look at the city space of 2019, the sets there match up set for set in the first wave of blue, grey, yellow classic space. The only problem with them is that they're not blue, grey, and yellow.
Yeah.
But you've got a small spacecraft, you've got a big spacecraft, you've got a small buggy, you've got a monorail, you've even got the space base with the monorail on it.
Yeah.
You've got a big
Yeah,
spacecraft.
Yeah.
You know, and then you've got Space and Castle live in Ninjago and Monkey Kid.
Yeah.
I guess it's because they're not doing a pure theme anymore. You know, they're doing lots of combos with other ones.
Yeah. And they're trying to take it futuristic or just different, realistic or futuristic, one of the two. Realistic.
None of the in-house themes are not associated with an animated property these days, apart from Creator 3-in-1 and collectible minifigures.
Yep. And even collectible minifigs show up in like Tower and Lego World games, so video games. Whether that after the fact, they don't have stories or anything, but they show up.
Yeah, they sort of show up. I think I don't know. I'm hard pressed to find a quality story in Lego Tower, or indeed in the Legacy Heroes Unboxed.
Yeah,
there's a story there, but it's not a quality one.
I'm not quite sure there is a story. It's just lots of fighting.
There were those cutscenes in between fights.
I just fast forward them.
Oh, you've missed out on the story, Sue-Ann.
Oh, look, I know there was something between the wizard and the witch. You know,
And
there
the
was
pirates
something
and the
going on
ninja.
there.
And...
I haven't played any of them, so I don't know.
But I just went, nah, I don't have time to watch these cutscenes. I'm just going to fast forward to the action.
Fair enough.
I think you did the best thing. It's okay.
I'm still playing it every day, so
I'm playing it most days, or at
just
least
trying to get my all my characters up to gear 5, or the minor characters.
yes, yeah. But no, I think Classic Space and Classic Castle, as we kind of imagine them to be, they now live in Creator 3-in-1. And if you're looking for sets inspired on that material, then you're looking at Ninjago and Monkey Kid, amongst other things.
Yeah. What do you think of Monkey Kid?
Monkey Kid?
Yeah.
I reckon my favourite spaceship from the last 10 years has come out in Monkey Kid.
Okay.
The Dragonflyer from earlier this year.
Okay.
It just felt like it was trying to be Blacktron, and a combination of Blacktron and Insectoids.
Okay.
So I'm not enmeshed with the mythology, and I've not got enmeshed with the mythology of Ninjago either.
Okay.
But I think as far as set design is concerned, they're great sets, and you almost need to look at them on their own merit of this is landscape, this is a building, this is a totally bonkers vehicle, this is a spaceship, this is a rover of some sort, this is a castle of some sort. I think if you look at them in that way, this is a town set of some sort. I think they've probably got a bit more appeal.
Okay.
But every set that I've put together from Monkey Kid has just amazed me as far as what was involved with it. The set design is solid, and I think the concepts are solid. I'm looking at the next one I'm going to do will be the Arachnoid Queen Spider Base from earlier in the year, and it looks just like an insectoid set. Well, a combination of insectoids and UFO from the sort of the late 90s.
Yeah.
There's just not enough glow in the dark neon. There's a little bit, there's just not enough.
For those wondering what he's talking about, this is the set. It's the giant spider. I'm pleased that the discounts for Monkey Kid sets have continued, because again, I think that's a theme that is overpriced as well.
Yeah, look, I think all of our sets have sneakily become overpriced in the last year or so, and I'm not talking about compared to the American pricing.
Yeah.
But 6 months ago, 12 months ago, all of our big sets lined up nicely with the European currency conversion, like give or take $5, and it's now probably give or take 30 to 50 for a $300 set.
Yeah,
that's quite a lot.
Yeah, so it's almost as if they're now building in the Big W discount into the baseline price,
and that concerns me a lot. Like Monkey Kid have been on an average of 30% off, but initially when they launched at 50% off, so you could get all the sets at half price. When they went to Target and Big W.
That's kind of weird.
Well, no, if you got them in the first 24 hours from Target and Big W, if you missed that first 24 hours, they were out of stock.
Out of stock, yes, but they were on sale for half price for a while. Like the price was 2 weeks that they were.
Yeah, the stock was there for a week, for a day and a half. I paused and lost both times.
But even now, the sets like the Red Truck Inferno set is half price at Target right now. The Arachnoid set that you're talking about is $50 or $60 off, but a lot of the sets are now half price again on Target. So
is that due to sales or something? Or sales?
Not
Or
due to be, no.
Or is it actually a marketing?
The Red Truck Inferno set. Red Truck Inferno is $170 on Lego. I'll share my screen because I track all this stuff because I've got nothing better to do. Like Red Truck Inferno is $169 on Lego.com.
Yeah,
but when
or
I go
about what it
to
should be.
$69 on Target. And it's in stock. So why is it $100 off?
Weird.
The big bull mech, $130 on Lego and $89 on Target.
Now, as what I will say is that big bull mech is just fantastic. It's just fantastic build. It's got some fantastic parts in as well.
Yeah.
And at 89, I might even go and.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to promote Target, by the way. I'm just.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
So this presentation is not brought to you by Target.
We are not a sponsored post. Yes.
Damn it!
But don't forget to click the affiliate. No affiliate links.
So the affiliate link won't work for Target.
See, the white horse dragon is $50 on Lego, and it is $19 on Target.
That's
So-
about what
I am
that's
not
about
the
what that
target
set should have
market for
cost.
I agree.
Actually, no, that sort of, I see that as a $25 set.
Yeah, I
Mm.
agree. And that's the problem. Like, how many parts in this set? 260 parts, 259 parts
Hmm.
for $50. So it's 20 cents a part. Am I doing my
Mm.
math right? Not
Yeah.
really. So 20 cents a part. So at $20 a set from Target, it's 10 cents a part, or just under 8 cents a part.
Mm.
So that's better value than the retail price.
Yeah.
So why, like me myself, I wouldn't buy any Lego set, any Monkey Kid set now from Lego.com because Target have discounted them massively, and it's disappointing to see that they've discounted them so quickly. Yeah,
Do they have any of the current?
they do.
None of those are actually current way. Oh, Sandy's Powerlifter is the current
The
power-
Bone Demon,
power loader.
Itsy Noodle Truck, and the Sandy.
Oh yeah, yep,
Sandy
yep.
Speed
No,
Loader.
beg your pardon.
Power Loader. Sorry. Yeah, so they aren't discounted yet. So they are full price. I'm just going to double check that I'm telling that correctly. So the Pigsy's Noodle Truck is not on sale.
Yep.
The Power Mech's not on sale. Yeah, so they're not on sale yet
No.
from Target.
But that looks like about the right price for the drone copter. That was dreadfully overpriced, I thought, of Lego.
Yeah, so their pricing seems to be a little bit off at the moment.
It's only a little bit off if it doesn't get bought at an acceptable price. And their
Well,
idea of an acceptable
sounds
price
like
and our idea of an acceptable price might be different. I am intrigued that Sandy's Power Loader mech is listed as being only on Lego.com,
Uh-huh.
because it plainly isn't.
It's clearly listed on Target.
Absolutely. But if you have a look on the Lego Monkey
Yeah.
Kid right now, it says exclusive only at.
Target. Target and the Lego store.
See, just putting in the Power Loader mech into Google to find out where the cheapest place is to get it. It's currently at the Gamesman at 31% off. Once again, this is not sponsored. So, like, the Gamesman's a local Australian company, so it is valid and not a rip-off. So they have, let's see, all the sets are discounted to start with. The Bone Mech is $50 off, and these are the new sets.
Mm.
The only one that's not discounted is the Noodle Truck. So, I don't know.
That's it.
Uh,
I've
yeah.
never been disappointed with one of these builds.
That's
I do
true.
like the look of the Power Loader. That's
Good point, Michael.
So when we looked through all the sets back in July, we all thought they were all overpriced. So, yeah,
Turns out you were right.
absolutely. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think, like, I've always thought that 10 cents a part is about the price that you should be paying for any sort of Lego set.
Maybe a bit more for licensed sets.
License sets, yeah. But
and maybe a bit more if you've got big parts in.
Yeah.
now we're adding too many exceptions to the rule.
Yeah, I'm probably suggesting that it's a bad rule.
Yeah. But 10 cents a part is That's sort of what I look at a set and determine if it's valued.
Back in my day, we thought 6 cents a part was good.
Back in my day. Yeah.
But I can fit 2,000 jolly 1x1 studs in a pick-a-brick cup for $30. That's $1.50 each, or 3 times what you pay for them from any of the German Bricklink stores.
But then you buy the set, like the dot set or the art sets, and it's 6 cents a part. I do understand, like the small parts, like studs are probably the exception to the rule. 10 cents a part on average for a standard sort of set is what I'd be sort of looking at. And, yeah.
But is that fair? Because that's what the Americans are saying is a fair price. And
I've always compared our prices to American prices anyway. And the way I say that is if you times the American price by the Australian dollar, add the sales tax and postage from America, then it's the same price as Australian pricing. And I think we get a better deal on Lego, and our Lego is 100% cheaper, only for the fact that we get consistent sales, where America seems to stagger their sales or not have consistent sales all the time. So we will always have a 20% off sale at any various retailers throughout the year.
Yeah, and I think that's why our baseline price has gone up.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. So at any given time of the year, we should have 20% off. And if you buy sets at full price without even waiting for a sale,
then you're a mug.
Yeah, you're a mug.
But hopefully you've clicked on that affiliate link just to benefit the club from that point of view.
Just to confirm that you're a mug.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a t-shirt.
The affiliate links don't generate mugs any money, really. Like, we earn 1% of the sale that you purchase, but it's that little extra money. Over the course of the year, we earn enough to cover the cost of cleaning the base plate, basically.
Yeah.
So that's where we get our affiliate money from, and that's where it's useful. But, yeah.
I have a few affiliate links, and they don't cover the cost of my web hosting.
No. But when gift with purchase comes out and everyone wants the gift with purchase, and everyone clicks the link to buy the gift with purchase, then we make enough to cover the cleaning. So
nice.
Belinda is asking how the affiliate links work. So every now and again we post a link in the Facebook group when new sets come out, usually around the 1st of the month or when a big set is released. When you click the link, it puts a cookie on your computer, and if you make a purchase when you click on the link, and once it's shipped to you, then Mugs will get a percentage of the sales, and it's usually about 1% of the sale price of each click and each purchase that you make. So if you're buying the Daily Bugle for $500, we'll earn $5 from it, $10.
I think it's currently about 2%.
2%. Yeah.
But it's between 1 and 3 depending on what it is. The other thing is that you don't need to click on the link for, you don't need to buy that set that the link's for. You can buy anything from lego.com, and that includes bricks and pieces.
Yeah.
And that cookie will actually, but you must also enable the use of the tracking cookies when you get onto the Lego website. Otherwise, it doesn't work at all. It will track you for a week as well on that computer.
Yeah.
So unless you then click on a link to lego.com from any other website,
it'll override your cookie.
Which will override your cookie, which will override the Mugs cookie. Then you can still help the club out.
Yeah. So if you click on the Mugs link first and then click on Richard's affiliate link from his blog, then Richard would get the affiliate money because you clicked on his link and it overwrote Mugs, and vice versa. So if you ever want to purchase something through Mugs, click on our link, or if you want to support Richard, click on his link.
In which case, I should probably say that's ramblingbrick.com.
This is not a sponsored post.
This is not a sponsored post. This is a gratuitous grab. But the reality is that affiliate links will generate a little bit of income, but they're not.
Yeah, as we said, it's about 2% of any sales that you get, and because we don't have a huge reach, we don't post them all the time. We're not hard pushing them or anything like that. We don't expect people to click on it, but if you wanted to help out Mugs when you're purchasing something direct from Lego, then you're able to click the link and help us out.
So serious, just actually more as a serious question, is it worth having a pinned post at the top of the Mugs
We've
discussion?
discussed posts about it.
Hey.
Hey, Simon.
Hey, Richard.
We've discussed pinned posts about it in the committee. It is actually on the Brick Ventures website, so you can click through on the Brick Ventures website. We don't want to see Mugs as a we're always pushing the link, etc. And the links expire after a while, so we have to update them consistently.
Yeah.
So we just like to remind people when new sets come out.
When they expire, they'll just pass you on to a generic Lego
Yes, correct.
ad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just opened a set.
Oh, that looks like a
fun.
bounty.
Do we need to
Or-
guess the set? Is it the Mario Bowser set?
No, wrong
No.
colour.
That's a little bit nougat compared to that.
Mm.
Is that dark red or is it reddish brown, Simon?
Reddish brown.
Reddish brown.
Oh, it looks dark
Definitely
red.
reddish brown.
What set are you building?
It does look dark red in the video, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
No, it's reddish brown. Don't know what's my webcam's weird, obviously. Your stuff you were talking about earlier. Heavily
video.
discounted video.
Oh, it's the pirate punk.
Yep. Which I got because I wanted these pieces.
Okay.
Pieces?
Are you interested in
the boat pieces.
Oh, just the boat pieces. Sorry.
Mm.
I
Oh,
looked
also
at
the minifigs. The minifigs are pretty cool.
Because I'm looking at all the parts from the video sets and I'm trying to sell them because I just want the minifigs and the tiles, but I don't need any of the other parts. So if anyone needs the rest of the set,
Although, it could be an interesting challenge to try and find uses for the different parts.
there's a whole bunch of useful parts in there. It's easier to try and sell the set. And
I mean, I now have a use for the Dots bracelets.
what's your use for them?
I'm going to use them in my Acropolis.
Okay.
So I got the idea from Brickanista
Mhm.
on YouTube and Twitch, who has interlaced them. And of course, now I don't have a spare one to show you, but she's interlaced them and used Technic at the back to join them together to create like a tower.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's only really viewable from one direction, so if you're going to do it in a micropolis, you'd put it in the middle of a city block or something, so you could hide the back of it,
Yeah,
or maybe
almost.
have two together or something.
I'm just imagining building up like a brick-built U type of structure around the back of it to conceal that part of it.
Maybe. Well, I said if you had like 4 on a city block,
Oh, yeah.
then the technique bit that you need to have would all be in the middle. So, and maybe then you could do something where you were joining them up, You know, like walkways or something between them. I don't know. Possibilities are endless. It's Lego after all.
Who's looking for possibilities of things to do with Lego?
Yeah.
The next
Crazy
is
talk.
The beatbox part to make something.
I still
Yeah, I
somebody
really
made
want to make something cool with the transparent beatbox piece, but it doesn't connect to anything.
somebody made
Connects
spaceship.
to the lid.
Yeah, but
Trying not to knock things off with a flat.
Has anyone been able to make anything with it that's not a spaceship? That's the question.
You could maybe make some sort of greenhouse thing.
My green screen is affecting my leg.
Your green screen is working quite remarkably well there, Wade.
it is.
It's invisible.
You have a new
I'm trying to get a
variety
color
of,
that doesn't disappear. But yeah.
you have a new variety of Lego that reflects colours. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Have you not
these ones
seen-
are oddly useless pieces as well, really, aren't they?
Oh no, I want those.
No?
Yeah, minifig displays.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I'm very tempted to grab a heap of those and just display all the minifigs on them somehow. Like, I think the display. The screen is annoying me. He's got no leg.
Nope.
You're right there,
That should
Richard.
push Richard over the edge.
You knew that's what it took.
But yeah, I like those little stand things. They just don't attach too much. So
No.
yeah,
That's what I mean. They just don't attach. And where you expect to get anti-studs, you get studs, and vice versa. It's weird.
but that's what it's all about. Like these little displays with the parts that are.
Here, shall I hold this up? Here you go. There we go.
There
that
we
bit,
go.
That bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so the back of it, like, it's designed to put all the beat bit tiles on the back of it as well. So you can store all the tiles that come in the set on this little stand.
Oh, okay.
That's the idea. So I like it.
I'm going to test that right now.
Okay. But yeah, I'm still trying to work out a way to connect one of those stands to each other, so stack them, and they have the whole top of the stand, but it's not a standard bar connection.
No, it's out of system, isn't it?
So
Out of
it
system.
it needed to have two studs at the top, or some way to connect them.
Yeah, hence the studs and anti-studs are never quite where you want them.
Yeah. But if you connect a plate at the back and have another one stacked on top, it works. Okay.
Yep, that makes sense.
Richard, Michael is requesting that you get tested for corona.
Sure.
Again.
I'm sure you do that every day for work or something like that.
No, oddly enough, in Victoria, you don't.
Really?
You get tested if you have symptoms. It depends on if you're in a high risk environment, and just being, I'll describe myself as a bog standard healthcare worker, not in a high risk environment. You don't get routinely tested. You get routinely tested if you work in, if you're looking after COVID patients, or if you're working in a quarantine hotel. But you don't. We don't. I just have this problem that if I try laughing too hard, then I start coughing. That's the main thing. So
Fair enough.
that's
Try
my
not to make
excuse,
you
and I'm
laugh.
going to stick to it.
Yeah. But yeah. I will get around to opening all the other video sets one day.
One day.
I want to pull out all the tiles and complete the tile collection. So I've got all the tiles now, like all the new tiles, but I just haven't had the need to open all the sets. When we do a pizza and parties night in the next however long it takes to do a pizza and parties night,
So sometime next year.
probably.
That's what it feels like at the moment.
I love your
Dylan.
optimism, Sue-Ann. I love your optimism.
Yeah, sometime next year.
That's what we all thought last year.
Yeah.
I'll have to admit, I wrote this year off, and I thought 2022 was going to be the best bet for anything.
Yeah,
I think it still probably will be.
I think it'll be the best bet for consistency. But I think we'll still have odd events between lockdowns, but consistency.
Lost a piece. Oh, there it is.
Belinda is asking if we can do partsies online.
That would be fun.
I don't know how we'd do that.
I've done a parts draft online.
Parts draft. Parts draft's a bit different to partsies, though.
Yes, I know. So I've
So-
done one of those online. We did one of those through Rainbow Bricks.
You want to explain what a parts draft is to the people that haven't done a parts draft before?
Like partsies, but less violent.
That does not help. So, isn't it where you get 6 copies of the set or a large amount of copies of the set? And
Well,
you,
in this case, it was the play brick boxes that Lugs used to get from Lego. And we divided it up by taking turns, and I can't remember how the turns were allocated. I think by date of birth or something. And you could take, you could nominate, like, there's 50 of that brick. Well, I'd like to have 25 of that brick. That's your turn. On to the next person. Is how we did it anyway.
So
and all the bricks, everyone had turns, and all the bricks were allocated.
Right.
So in this case, there was no copies of sets to purchase.
yeah. So to translate that into a partsies night, it would be 3 copies of a set, and these are the parts. People would pick the parts that they want or part that they want based on a random draw.
Yeah,
I don't
something
know.
like that.
And what then? Just post them to everyone, do you?
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. We'd need to post them or do something. I don't know. Something
That's
to look at.
An extra cost involved.
Yeah. Pick up at a
Allocating.
random supermarket in your local IPA. Right.
Meet in the McDonald's car park.
Yeah. meet on your social walk.
I'm sorry, I'm just picking up a hash brown and the bag of Lego.
It's essential on us.
Nominate a river gum somewhere on Merry Creek and bag drops and highly coordinated.
Or we could use the lockers
Sounds
at
like we've done that before.
Especially when you need to get it from one side of town down to the other.
You have to have a series of 5-kilometre drop-offs.
I'm just imagining getting it sort of from near Coburg all the way down to sort of people living in Pakenham.
Yep.
Oh, trust me.
A lot of us live in Gravely around Coburg. There seems to be a bit of a gap in the middle. That might be the problem.
Consistently carting Lego from Brunswick to Pakenham when we're allowed to for people.
I've done that.
Plus postage. Yeah.
I've picked up things from that distance many a time.
Yeah.
I was up in Emerald the other day picking up something.
Yeah.
Twice, in fact.
But was that before you were allowed to travel only 5 kilometres from home?
Yes, it was the day before.
Hmm.
The donut day, the day that we had freedom.
Yeah. I actually went to Emerald twice in 2 days.
I just wish we'd had the idea to sort out like bulk early in the morning and just sort of like everyone come and grab a box and a bag of baggies.
Too messy.
Yeah,
Suanne
I know,
had
too
it in her
messy.
place, and she could have been sorting it all this lockdown, and then we would have just.
If only I hadn't done the right thing and got it out of my van and delivered it to the base plate for
I know.
insurance purposes. You know,
Can we class like the base plate as like a workplace and have one person go and work in isolation?
or you could probably have a number of people if they were socially distanced.
No, it would be good.
Probably
think-
not. I don't
I
think
don't
it's an essential work.
Yeah, and I don't think any of us live in that close enough to actually get there in our lockdown limit.
I am, what was it we decided?
300 meters.
300 meters from the base outside my 5Ks. I had to get a work permission to deliver it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
yeah.
So your remark before that on my camera the reddish brown pieces look like dark red, and in the instructions the reddish brown all look like dark brown. So I keep looking for dark brown pieces, and
What?
Now
it's all reddish
open
brown
up the
pieces,
app
no
on-
dark brown.
Open up the app on the Instructions Plus app and see if they're the same.
Yeah, that's a good
So-
point.
I think Richard wrote an article on it that the
No.
Instructions Plus, or you mentioned it or something.
Years ago. So it depends if it's on Instructions Plus or not, but even just the PDF of the instructions from Lego.com otherwise. But
Yeah.
the other thing that I found with a lot of sets that I was building this year, while the color matching may not have been great in the instructions, it became apparent that the only 1x2 bricks in this bag are all in the same color, or the only brownish ones are all this color, and all
Okay.
the ones that you may be that similar but slightly different color might be like Palisade bricks or the bricks with the grid on. Just thinking about 1x2 bricks as an example.
Yep.
There's been an increasing amount of that happening in the builder experience department, I think, where they're setting out to almost make it impossible to build it inappropriately if you try to position the correct piece.
I've noticed that.
You just won't find. So, I can't tell the difference readily between olive green, dark, medium nougat, and sand green, and grey and dark orange if I'm not working with 5,000 candela of white light. And it turns out that the sets are now constructed in such a way that it's very hard to mess that up. Not impossible, but it's hard. It's harder to than it used to be.
I think that's a response to people who are colorblind building with Lego.
I think it's a collection. It's a collection of things. It's not just color blindness, but it's also just difficulties with color matching in the instructions.
This is why I started one of my projects. This is not going to work very well as well, I can tell.
Oh, yeah.
There's a few holes there, Wade.
Yeah, got holes in your board.
My God, how did you get a board with holes in?
It's the new transparent board.
I was going to say it's your new transparent pieces. They're very
Videos
good.
there,
Yes,
isn't
only the black and the white pieces there actually color match for what's in the instructions.
So yeah,
like
Sorry.
the Mario instructions, they mix up bright green and sort of normal green, which the Lego group call dark green, all the time.
Yeah.
But they're the only pieces that are present in that shape, in that step. So there's no
No confusion.
Or less confusion than there might be otherwise. I think the blacksmith is probably where I first noticed that, because a lot of the landscape around the blacksmith, you've got all of those greens and tans and oranges, and it was just a little bit bonkers. But it was also very hard to actually get wrong when you realised that there were only parts, certain parts only existed in certain colours.
Which should make it
Belong
easier.
in that K-pop, that though.
Once you realised that that's what was going on and you didn't have to try and work out exactly what colour it was, yes.
Yeah.
But I possibly spent a little bit too long trying to work out what colour is this before discovering that it doesn't actually matter.
So Wade, have we had any entries in the mock competition?
We've got one entry so far.
Just one.
Just one.
Refresh your email.
I've been clicking refresh all the time.
Oh.
So just one entry at the moment.
So at this stage, if I were to put a 1x1 round trans-clear stud on a plate, it would come second place.
Depending on the votes that you received,
Yeah.
Yeah, you might win.
Yeah.
you could still win. So if anyone is listening and still keen, the mock competition is you must use a transparent, trans-clear piece in the mock comp entry. So it can be any transparent piece, as long as it's prominently noticeable that it's a trans-clear piece in your mock comp entry. And you just need to email it to mugs@brickventures.com, and a poll will be put up. So, Anne, do you think we should extend the deadline for our mock comp, since we've only had one entry so far?
I think so.
When should we extend it to? End of lockdown?
Yeah.
Is that big enough?
So in 3 months' time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Um,
I'm sorry. I'm just being a bit pessimistic today.
all right.
I just think we're going to be here for more than a week.
How about we extend it until next Sunday then, just to give people more
That
time.
sounds a good idea. And maybe post about it again in Mugs.
I will do. Yeah.
Because
Yeah, because
a
it
big
was
thank
only
you
in the
to-
listing for the meeting that had to be cancelled, wasn't it? Was it
Yeah.
anywhere else?
Yeah. No.
No. Considering both you and I did not know what it was, Wade, and that was remiss of us both, but I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But I think that's just because I forgot to look.
Yes, very true. Okay, so we'll extend the mock competition until Sunday next week. So a question has been asked by Kieran. What does everyone think about the black instruction backgrounds? Hate them.
I didn't mind it when, I was just using it for the architecture sets because they tended not to be too big. And you tended to be able to see the path because a lot of them are light coloured. But now that it's in things that aren't light coloured, it's hard to see.
I'm going to declare them an interesting historical artifact.
Yep.
Yeah.
An interesting historical experiment, because I don't think that it's been done since the start of the year.
Yeah, I think I saw in the news that it was one of the big complaints that they had about the adult series, the black backgrounds, and they've removed them from production now. And it'll be a different shade of background.
I'm trying to think what the last set I saw, and it might have been the
Ninjago Gardens.
No, Ninjago Gardens wasn't.
No, that didn't have it.
It may have been the flower bouquet.
Okay.
Can't remember what that had.
But
I think
can't
the
remember.
only set I got that had it was the bonsai tree.
Yeah, so the first two botanical sets for the year, I think, had it.
Yeah.
Right.
But I
You're
then
trying to that whole thing of that was one where you're trying to pick the difference between dark brown and reddish brown against a black background. That was, you had to pay a lot of attention to what was in the bag.
this was my least favourite from that point of view, Simon.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Because the dark brown, you couldn't actually see the individual tiles in the printed instruction, the individual plates. In the printed instruction.
Is the hair dark brown?
The hair is dark brown. Yes.
Yeah, see if it was black, you could get away with it.
Yeah,
but I actually reckon that the purpose of these that particular brickhead set was actually to provide you with all the parts necessary for making some landscape to put the actual minifigures on. Because you've got lots of nice sand green, some nice dark green, and lots of browns and tans.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Hooray, I finished building my set.
Amongst the projects I haven't done.
Okay.
But yeah, I think but it wasn't done with the plant Bird of Paradise. So
They'd abandoned it by then, had they?
I think they'd abandoned it by mid-year.
Right.
Yeah, I cannot remember whether the Bird of Paradise was or not.
I can remember that the Bird of Paradise wasn't.
I just built it and didn't think about it at the time.
I know it wasn't the case in the Republic gunship. It was in the Hogwarts crests, but the mosaic, but I don't think it really mattered there.
Yeah, agreed.
Because you've got your 16 by 16 platey bits. I'm just taking a quick and casual look at the instructions for the police station. Individual definitions of a quick and easy look may vary. Pretty sure I'm going to die waiting for something to download.
Yeah, while that's downloading, I just want to say this thing. This piece, this funny shoe-shaped slope, is one of my favourite new pieces from the last 12 months.
Oh, it's a great one, isn't it?
Such a cool shape. And I'm not displaying it very well. There we are, that's better.
Okay.
The police station was black background.
So this is my favourite piece. Okay, it's not the last 12 months, but I only just discovered it.
What's that from?
Well,
cool.
Glad you asked. It was in that one particular was in the Scooby-Doo Mystery Mansion, but the same part in different colours has been in Nexo Knights, Hero Factory. Originally appeared in Hero Factory, and Chima. Oh, and apparently as in the EV3 supplementary set. I've been told.
Okay, interesting.
I'd never seen it before that time.
I built all the Scooby-Doo sets, so I'm surprised I don't remember it.
It was a hidden trap.
Yeah.
So I was surprised to see that the space shuttle still used black instructions.
That would have to be one of the last ones, wouldn't it?
How can you build a space set without like space around it? Like the black word is space.
I wonder if that's to do with when it was put together and designed as a set.
Yeah.
It may well, but so I remember the I need to separate out ideas and 18 plus and regular sort of creator expert sets in my head. What did you do with your Sunday, Richard? I just sat there downloading all of the big instruction manuals from the last 12 months.
That sounds normal.
Yeah, and that's weird how?
I'm sorry.
I
Isn't
didn't say it was
isn't
weird. I
that
was
just
just
a normal
saying that
weekend?
Good.
I didn't say it was weird. It just felt a bit non-productive. That was all.
Not
I
non-productive.
don't think that's
You're doing
non-productive.
something.
So certainly the Volkswagen, the first, all of the introductory pages where they show you all the beautifulness of the set, and indeed the instructions for the brick separator are all printed on black, but then it's on to light grey for the rest of the manual.
Oh, that's interesting. Most odd.
Richard, what's the next review we're expecting from the Rambling Brick? Are we allowed to talk about the next review?
Oh no. So I've just so to be honest, I've kind of been reviewing things non-stop for about 2 months, and I'm quite looking forward to having a little break. I actually have nothing firm. It'll probably be a discussion of video and the K-pop, because I'm going to do this one for fun.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take a look at I'll be taking a look at what's happened to classic. So in my mind, the classic themes are space, town, and castle, and maybe pirates on the side. And I'll sort of be doing a bit of an exploration of that and having a look at some of the sets which might represent where those sorts of sets are now found.
Okay.
You've already heard me say today that I think that they exist in Monkey Kid and Ninjago, and I would also suggest that Lego Town probably looks far more like Lego. Looks far more like Heart Lake City than it does Lego City.
Yeah.
I just want them to have one policeman or one police officer and one fire person in Heart Lake City. It just feels like it's missing out on something there.
They don't need cops and robbers in Heart Lake City. They've got them in the regular city.
Well, yeah. Although if you watch the series of Friends, Girls on a Mission, it's not so much that there's a need for police, but there's certainly a need for almost an FBI or a federal police or an ASIO type of organisation to deal with some of the
There's a
corporate
crossover.
shenanigans. Well, if you have there's because there are these shady. There are these very shady people dealing in Heart Lake City in the background, sort of trying to
dealers and the puppy groomers.
No. They're more from the point of view of developers, like property developers and
they're the ones
and slightly maniacal scientists
getting a new house every year.
Yeah. Or they want to knock down all the old-looking houses and put up great big glass. It's kind of like fighting against the moves that you're getting with house development in Lego City or the like. Where it's just sort of like panels and windows and sort of and bulldozing all of the old classic house-looking houses.
So, yeah, what you're saying is Heart Lake City is making an anti-development stance, which Lego City cannot do.
So they need a crossover with Utopia.
Yes.
But I have had a weird thing happen in building this. So putting these things on here, almost no clutch power there.
Right.
They're just falling right off.
It's because you need all four studs to be connected.
Yeah, no, it's just interesting that it's so loose. I'll see how well it connects back onto the rest of everything.
So did anyone pick up any of the Bricklink designer programs sets?
I did. I got the flight, the bird.
Did you get the boat or the castle?
No, I didn't get either of those, but I did get something else. What was the other one? There must have been another one. Oh, the safe. Yeah, that's safe. I missed out on the castle. Sorry, the castle was available when I went the first time, but chose not to buy it. And then by the time I was placing the order, it was gone anyway.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, the Bricklink Designer Program this year are looking at sets that made it through ideas but didn't get selected as part of the ideas to build. And they've taken those sets and put them through the Bricklink Designer Program to be recreated. So,
and then they use them to break the internet.
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah. So they had the Castle in the Forest, Great Fishing Boat, the Sheriff's Safe, the Pursuit of Flight, and the Cockapoo. And they were released first of last month, July. And they sold out. Oh, the first two sold out. So the Castle and the Fishing Boat sold out within 10 minutes. And then the others sold out over the course of the day. So Lego did a backstep and decided to re-release 5,000 sets of 5,000 additional sets of the Safe, the Boat, and the Plane and the Bird.
Having already inadvertently sold 5,000 extra castles.
Castles,
So they say. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a great idea to get idea sets that didn't make it through the funding, to the building phase into the hands of the people that support it. I think that's a great idea.
Which is the mistake Bricklink and Lego made in having so few available. It's like 10,000 people supported it. Maybe at least half of that will want to buy it, if not all of them.
Didn't they have 5,000 pre-orders, or was it 3,000 to start with?
I can't remember. It was way less than the number of people who would have supported it originally on ideas.
I think it was the ones that were going to go through were the first 5 or so that got to 3,000, and there were going to be 5,000 of each available at most.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, they and from one of the reviews or the interviews that I read, they wanted to keep the numbers low to keep it as an exclusive set, and keep that sort of limited edition feel
Yeah,
to
but
it.
then you should only make 1 or 2 available to people, as in not be able to buy 5 of the one set.
Yes. I think that was one of the big downfalls of it. They let people buy 5 of each set every at the first instance. And like the Castle in the Forest set, you can already go on eBay and buy for $900 second hand flippers, where it's $250 through Bricklink. So
yeah, that's a little obscene, really, isn't it? But anyway. For some, but when do they actually? Don't they? They're not being sent off till next year.
Yeah,
Anyway,
the first round were meant to be sent in January, and if you bought in the second round, they will be sent in the middle of the year, so July, I believe. So you've got sort of 12 months wait time for them. And then there's
sales on eBay actually illegal by eBay's rules.
I was going to say, you pay $900 for something that they don't even possess yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's the extreme version of drop shipping.
Yep.
Yes. And then there's meant to be a round 2 of, or the next round, which looks quite interesting. They've got a whole bunch of different sets and everything coming up as well. But that's been delayed until later as well in the year.
Is that
they
the
fix
one?
the internet.
The Brent Wallace set is in that as well.
They haven't announced when what is going to be included in each set.
But it's
yes,
still up
Brent does have it.
consideration.
So,
Seasons in Time is still up for grabs, yeah.
yeah, so these are the next 19 that have the chance
Get
of
that
being
one.
made. So out of these ones, I really want the diner, the station, the windmill.
Oh yeah, the station looks fabulous.
It looks huge.
Yeah.
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 Did that actually get included, or was that one of the ones that was removed?
So these ones are still available. They're in test building phase at the moment. So there's a bunch at the bottom that have been removed. So the observatory has been removed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of others. Some were removed because the guy had sold his instructions to a third-party brick company, and they were producing the sets and instructions.
They were
So
the ones, I
you
think,
were allowed to resell them.
they were particularly the ones that were made by the designer of the
Old fishing store.
the old fishing store. Yeah,
Because he was disappointed that they didn't get through, so he decided to try and get them done somewhere else.
That's fair
Well,
enough.
you
There
might
was
be
such a gap between.
Yes.
Yeah.
might
Might
as
be
well get
regretting that
someone
now, though.
paying.
And if you could get the instructions for them, like if the Lego Ideas sets didn't make it through, but you could purchase the instructions only from Lego, I think that would be a good compromise.
So the Seasons in Time one, I was disappointed that didn't become a set because it felt to me more like what I always thought Ideas should be.
Yeah.
I agree. So if anyone, Brett Waller is the designer of the Seinfeld set and the Ghostbusters set, and I would have loved this to become a set where you can purchase the little scenery things throughout the year as the seasonal event, and you can buy the calendar anytime, and you can put the seasonal thing on top of the calendar. And it was just a great idea. It was something unique.
And it wasn't a licensed product. It wasn't based on some obscure TV series from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was genuinely unique.
Yeah.
And I could see, like, the scenery that he's got here for the different seasons and the different events and stuff. You could quite easily sell those little sets by themselves as the seasonal set of the year, and then have the big calendar as the centerpiece for it all. I would have loved that. I'm hoping someone upgrades the calendar part to automatically change the time and date, or the date.
You're being a bit ambitious there.
I know. I was hoping. That would be cool. But yeah.
The only problem is that it'd use up a set of batteries like every week.
True. You could connect it to power or something, though. I don't know.
Yeah, USB.
Yeah.
Or you could do something with some AR or something.
If only Lego were to use.
Connect
Lego
it
and
via
AR?
your video app or something.
Well, I was actually just going to say plug in power. If only Lego still did something like that.
True. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of cool brick designer stuff that are coming out, and I hope that they have bigger numbers for the next releases. It's just going to be very expensive to get them all.
Is there anything cool in Ideas at the moment?
I don't actually really look at Ideas. Yeah.
Should there be a Brickhead scale Fabuland set on Ideas?
Yes, there should.
Wouldn't hurt.
Yes, there should, Richard.
Why not?
Why haven't you and Shelley submitted it yet?
I suppose it comes down to how much do you want to refine it before you put it on. You know, you could put something that was an idea, kind of like the Mickey's Steamboat, that went on as an idea and then got radically overhauled and built up on as a thing. You know, just present a little brick sketch.
I'd probably go with something like iconic Lego figures, or iconic Lego minifigs in Brickhead form, as opposed to Fabuland.
Fabuland
So
is iconic Lego figures.
Oh, it is, but you could have like an iconic figure from each sort of theme, maybe. I don't know. How would that
It's
work?
pre-apocalyptic Chima.
Bill Mary.
Yeah.
I'll maintain that notion. I just haven't worked out whether or not the video figures fit into Fabuland before the fall, or if it's what Chima evolved into.
One Lego set that I need to call out.
Different
Sorry.
levels of nuclear fallout, I think.
So one of our
yeah.
fellow marks has submitted the Lego bicycle. You may remember him from the designer that created the grand piano. So he has made the Lego bicycle, and it's unique. Never seen a bicycle in Lego before.
Yeah, you have.
You have. Yeah, you saw some at Brickvention last year when Mel brought some along before heading off to Canada. But
clearly I wasn't paying.
They were
That's
right
okay.
near the entrance.
I like the.
But this is the only one on ideas that
Yeah.
is. Sorry, this is the only one on ideas that has got this level of detail in it.
And I'm pretty impressed by it. Like, it is quite stunning, just the detail that he's put on there. And I really hope that it does get through. What do you think? Does it have a chance?
I voted for it.
I reckon this has got grand piano typewriter kind of energy, as far as an innovative product that Lego would never set out to build themselves. It's got lots of interesting mechanisms. It's artistically creative. And it's going to appeal to all of those people who love their bicycles but aren't into Lego. And let's be honest, part of the job of ideas is to rope in grown-ups that aren't into Lego and get them interested in Lego.
That's very true.
Via their other hobbies. So given the number of people out there that enjoy their cycling, I'd say it is an absolute no-brainer that if it gets through, it'll get through.
Yeah. It's currently up to 2,100 votes, so it needs 10,000 to get through. If you're interested in supporting the idea and you haven't done so already, I put the link in the chat. By all means, give it a like and support.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. I just think it's gorgeous. It'll get through, but I think it needs to be shared on. So if there are any cyclers out there, share it on your cycling social media, because they're the people who are going to make it get to 10,000 over the next 2 weeks. It's not going to be the Lego fans.
Yeah.
It is very true.
Baba Yaga's hut got to 10,000 in, what was it, 2 or 3 days, and it was nothing to do with Lego fans. It was all to do with people who were fans, Russian grandmothers.
Yeah. 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 It's very hard to get that level of creation, support behind it, I think. Yeah.
So I think the support, when it needs to be passed on to cycling people to get it supported.
So you reckon that's the key to getting an ideas thing over the line, is to get outside of the people who would usually go onto ideas?
Yep, absolutely. That'll help it get there in a timely fashion. Otherwise it'll sort of just sit there as a slow burn over 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Otherwise we would actually have classic space sets making it routinely to 10,000 votes. That never happens. Castle happens far more often.
Yep.
So the inner cynic in me suggests that you need to be appealing to what the 25 to 35-year-olds grew up with,
Yep.
And so I'd suggest that, in fact, if you wanted to do it with space, you need to do it with Blacktron 2 and Ice Planet.
Okay.
But even they're not going great guns on ideas.
Yeah.
I am surprised that the Bionicle Bricklink Designer set didn't get through the initial 3,000 order phase, considering that the poll that they did wanted Bionicle back.
I think they were asleep at the time. Like, I think they were literally asleep and didn't realise that they had half an hour to get it. It was they had half an hour. A few that I spoke to woke up the next morning to discover that it had missed out.
Okay.
Never sleep when you're a Lego fan.
Sometimes you just need to, Sue-Ann. Sometimes I just need to.
You know, with all these online conferences, international Lego fan events that are digital and all that in the last 12 months, there's been a lot of late nights and early mornings.
Yep.
If you want to attend some of them.
This is quite, yeah. I mean, I fully appreciate that, but I'm just looking at the pictures on screen, and you see you've actually got quite a nice, healthy. You look like you've got a nice, healthy colour to your appearance, as indeed does everyone else on the screen. Whereas I'm seeing that I'm actually sort of looking quite pale and almost blue. You know, plainly. Oh, don't imagine I've got anything resembling lighting set up, Wade.
Is that better?
No. The rest of you look great. It's all me. My lighting is through that east-facing window over there.
I've just changed the tone of the light in my room to a cool white.
You still look like you've got some colour in your cheeks.
Yeah, you still look healthier than Richard. He does look very pale.
Yeah.
Wow, now I have jaundice.
That's not
good.
So I was going to say that, or you're looking a little bit sallow there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got to drop out, guys. It was lovely hanging here.
No worries.
Lovely to see you,
See you next time.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah.
Oh, now could I put in a wild plug for I'd love some help on my blog. I reckon I'm going through a bit of a nostalgia phase at the moment, and I'd love contributions from anyone who wants to send a story behind the most important set, the set that's sort of special to them for whatever reason. I know you're aware of this one already, Sue-Ann, but I'm putting out
You're just guilting me because I haven't done it yet.
No. Look,
this is about making me feel guilty.
It's not about you making you feel guilty. It's about.
I'm working on that glossary instead.
So for those who are playing at home that have not been part of Richard or know about Richard's blog, he is theramblingbrick.com.
How could
And
you
he's doing a series of articles about Builder's Journey. Is this the series that we're talking about?
This is the one. So it was initially sort of inspired by the game when I was talking with the designers of Builder's Journey, which was sort of looking very much at the importance of play and how we may interact with our bricks. And it then had me thinking that we all have a set that's important to us. Or you may have sets that are important, a collection of sets, but it may be the first set that you built, the first set you bought with your own money, the last set you built with your grandparents, the first set you built with your own kids or whatever, or indeed just your favourite build ever. And I'd love to be able to share people's stories about these sorts of things, looking at sets from years gone by. So you can reach me through the Facebook group, or you can reach me through Rambling Brick.
I've put this blog on in the comments if anyone wants to send in their ideas.
Or just send me a PM, and we can work out when to fit it in. I'm basically doing weekly posts on Thursday, making it a sort of a throwback Thursday kind of a thing, because it felt like a good idea, and perhaps I should actually introduce some structure to my blog after 5.5 years.
Nice.
Yes, Sue Ann, 5.5 years.
You're just making me feel guilty.
No, I don't want you to feel guilty, Sue Ann. I really don't, because
maintaining my own blogs.
Because there are another 20 people that also haven't got back to me.
I was talking about my own blogs I haven't maintained for 5.5 years.
I got reminded by Facebook memories of my very first Lego set the other week, which is the T1 camper, the VW camper. Like 2014 was my first Lego set that I built.
Yep. Fantastic.
And it was interesting because the new one just came out, so I had to buy the new one to match the old one. And yeah.
Have you built it yet? The new one?
No.
I mean, I appreciate there were only like 150 sets that came out last week.
If I move my thing this way a little bit, you'll see one of the boxes that has it in there somewhere at the background.
Oh, yes.
The screen is in its way to prevent everything that is behind me.
No, I'm intrigued by your green screen there, Wade. Is that basically on a big wire frame or something, is it?
It is one that attaches to the back of your chair. So when I move, it just spins around with me.
If he moves at the wrong angle, you can see all the stuff behind him.
Yeah, so you like see the corner. But yeah,
where'd you get that from?
Amazon. Yeah.
Cool.
Do you need a link to it? I can send you a link if you want.
Is there an affiliate link?
No. I've received a few complaints about the mess in the background on these streams. So it suggested that I get a green screen for the next stream. So conveniently, it arrived actually delivered this morning, which is really strange. So.
Yes, because I must say StreamYard's annoying that it won't let you have a background unless you have a green screen.
Yeah, it doesn't do auto.
Unlike Teams and Zoom and everything else.
However, what I will say,
for a free background, yeah,
the cutout on Wade is actually probably better quality than you get with the non-green screen alternatives.
True.
So I think it's actually looking better for having a green screen there rather than not.
Letting it process it itself, yeah.
Mm.
Like, I'm actually reasonably impressed by it. I just wish it was slightly bigger for the corners.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that can be easily prevented by my camera being able to zoom in. But because I just use my Mac built-in camera, it doesn't have a zoom. And I can't really sit closer to zoom it in.
You could, you know.
No, I can't. Seriously, if you see the amount of crap that I have just here.
Well, I can say I have a clear desk now because I have finished building and I have packed away that set.
Lovely.
Ish.
I was just having a look at my desk and I'm just realizing sort of the state of play with it. And perhaps you can see this thing that's been sitting on the desk for the last 2 years.
I think we need to zoom that in.
Model.
Yeah, the Brickvention model next to a random battery box next to too much badness.
Do you have your I noticed you had a yellow mug there, Richard.
That might be a
okay. You don't have your official video call.
I have my official video call mug here.
Okay.
Oh, so let's try that again. Here, Sue-Ann, let me pass you a drink.
Oh yeah, I can't do that. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. I grabbed it from the wrong hand. Sorry.
I've got this one on my desk. I've only got
nice. Is that the fireboat, Catherine?
I've got no idea. It belonged to one of my boys, so all I've got is this bit at the moment. I've got to find the rest of. I've got to work out which set it is, and then
Is
build
it
the rest
red,
of the boat. Ship.
red
whatever.
or orange?
It's red.
I think that's the fireboat.
I think
Yeah,
it's a
probably.
fireboat.
Could be.
Because
Could be
the ocean rescue one was orange from memory.
It was indeed.
Coast Guard, yeah.
It'll be the mid 2000s. So my boys were born in 97 and 99. So
Yep,
that would have
mine-
been, it would have been like
I think I have the orange one.
after 2010 type of.
My
I'll find
my
the rest,
son
the
was
rest of the set's got to be here.
my son was born in 2000. We have a similar one floating around the house.
Yeah. I do have the harbour somewhere. Well, it's not close to me. It'll be down in the garage somewhere in pieces, and it all needs to be brought up and rebuilt to work out what we've got. Because not a single piece of Lego has left this house. It's all got to be here somewhere.
Wow. Somewhere.
Yeah.
So do I build Big Bang Theory or Elves?
Elves.
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 There's no decision. Out of curiosity, have you seen the price of the Big Bang Theory set? And will that determine if you build it or not?
It's an idea set. Of course I'm going to build it.
Okay.
It's a
I
lot.
buy Lego to build. The only time I sell it is if I decide I'm never going to build it because I'm not interested in it anymore.
Fair enough.
Because, you know, first series Elf set.
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. Could you please repeat what you said?
Sorry. What was that?
You have a male Siri voice.
Apparently.
Hey Siri.
I wasn't even near my phone and nothing was touching it. It was just random. I've never used Siri on this phone, so I have no idea what was happening.
So,
How have you found the new Mario sets, Richard?
so it's really interesting, actually. They've broken the app, but we'll ignore that for the moment. You can do the things that you need to do with the app
Okay.
The two-player. So the big change with this year's Mario sets is the introduction of two-player.
Yep.
And there are a couple of things that happen. One is that you get an extra 30 seconds to play.
Okay.
And it's as much so that you can organize yourselves a little bit more. And if you're then doing things that are obviously cooperative, you get a coin bonus every time that you do that, as well as earn the points together. So if you both jump on the same Goomba, for example, then you'll both get a point for jumping on the Goomba, and you'll both get a point for
Bonus
doing the
point.
same thing.
Okay.
Which in turn, ultimately, your coin total is pooled, so it becomes that would become 4 points.
Yeah.
4 coins as opposed to one under the old rules.
Okay.
The Luigi starter set is a bit
Sorry.
dull. It doesn't have quite the same variety of gameplay as the Mario starter set did. It's really just got one obstacle, being this sort of this rotating teeter-totter, and some towers that they have Boomer on.
Right.
But you know, it's an interesting enough kind of mechanism, but it's not. It strikes me as being a little bit overpriced for what it is. But it gives you some interesting. It's certainly designed for two-player play.
Can you play two-player play if you've got two Marios?
Yes.
Okay.
So you can play two-player play. So first thing you need to do is you need to upgrade the firmware.
Yeah.
Which the app does actually work for.
Okay.
And that may take up to 20 minutes, which is frustrating and annoying. especially if you've got a kid that just wants to play with it. The app also works for the instructions.
Okay.
G'day, Matthew.
Hey, Matthew.
But for some reason, the app doesn't seem to be capable of adding up the scores in the same way that the Mario bricks can.
Right.
And I find that the app often gives me between 5 and 100 points more than I actually earned.
Okay.
And what's actually written on the front screen of Mario.
Yeah, that seems strange. Yeah.
So,
but
the
from
other
a
level,
build point of view, is this other sets more interesting?
Oh yeah, so I've only had the chance to build two. One's the airship, and the other is Lakutu's Sky World.
Okay.
The Sky World is quite interesting from a building point of view and a mechanism point of view, and just being a pretty piece of landscape, but also introducing elements in the azures and a bunch of greens and having hills and sky and clouds, and that's that I really quite like. The ship, it introduces those elements in Nougat, yeah, but it also it's a good looking pirate. It's really a good looking pirate ship, except it doesn't have any sails. It's just got propellers.
Okay.
And it's certainly it's a cartoonish sort of pirate ship. So it's got the system level of detail, but kind of feels like it might have been a Duplo model.
Yeah.
But if it was a Duplo model, it would have had those things just as single parts rather than built up Bowser sculptures front and back and the like. Yeah. So the build experience on both of those was pretty good, and was not something that you were able to reverse engineer from the packet very easily.
Okay.
So, for example, last year, a lot of the sets I was able to, apart from Bowser's Castle,
you could piece together.
You could piece together just by looking at the pictures on the box.
Okay.
But yeah, these ones you certainly couldn't do that. The airship's got the most pieces of any expansion set in the theme.
And is it worth getting, do you think? Worth buying?
Do you enjoy playing Super Mario?
I have not played a game of it yet, but I have all the sets apart from the new ones. I know that's bad.
Well, whether it's value for money or not doesn't really, there are people who buy Mario because it's Mario.
Yep.
I would say that if you've already got two Mario sets, I'd say spend your money on one of the other expansion sets rather than getting the Luigi set.
Okay.
Unless you really need to have a Luigi.
Okay.
But that said, Luigi has his own look and his own voice and is cool in his own right. But I wouldn't necessarily make that the priority set to get. If you've got two bricks, two Marios, you can still play with them together in the same way.
I've got to say, I'm more interested in the pirate ship than any of the other sets that they've done or they've released this year.
Yeah, no, and I think
pirate ship is quite nicely built.
It is. So I keep thinking of it in terms of the gameplay, because that's really, that's how I'm working with these and just working out whether it's what the gameplay's like. As a build, it's quite fun. It sort of has that stretching out bit as a model, as a model as well. And it's got some nice play features built in, which work really well in the game, but are just kind of cool play features otherwise.
Yeah, and it's also got 2 exclusive 1x1 tiles that I need. So
which ones are they?
The round printed silver bun and the white heart.
Oh, and the black printed.
Yeah, 1x1
glasses.
round.
Yeah,
So I'll need to get the set anyway just to get those. Or...
I'd probably get those glasses because someone else will be bricklinking it for the. We'll get it for the boat holes. Find that person and get the tiles from them. Although they may want to use one of those tiles for the end of a telescope.
It hasn't appeared on Bricklink yet. They haven't parted it out yet. So I'm finding Bricklink taking a very long time to update their inventories.
Yeah, this is a problem because they're now owned by Lego, and Lego now need to have people who are doing the work paid, I think. And so it's like a small staff are putting the inventories on.
And they don't have when it was fandom.
Yeah, they don't have access to do things the same way that Brickset do just by downloading. They don't seem to be able to just download the inventory.
I was going to say, because the inventory's on lego.com, so can't they just sync it up and put it across?
They don't seem to have an easy way to do that.
Yeah, and that's annoying.
It's the same reason that they have pretty well all the parts exist as photos rather than
renders. Yeah.
But often the inventory doesn't always include every part.
No, it does. The Lego inventory does include it. It's just not available for bricks and pieces, but it's available in missing bricks.
No, occasionally they don't turn. Like occasionally on Brickset, they don't turn up. There are some elements that just don't make it. Most of them do, but a few bits don't always make it onto the inventory. They are often those ones. There are those ones that don't make it onto bricks and pieces, but then there are a few that don't even make it onto the inventory, and they're more often printed torsos or often they're elements that are brand new for that set.
Right. In my experience, they've taken a while to update, but they've updated the sets eventually.
They may well, and I may.
Yeah.
It may be that when I'm looking at these, I'm looking at them when the set's less than 2 months old. So.
Yeah. It's like the elephant from the city set. It's present, but it's not purchasable. But you can see the images, and if you look at the image via the URL, so you can drill down and get all the images from bricks and pieces.
Yeah.
If you know the URL and you just change the element ID number, so you can pull all the images from that way.
Yeah. They don't seem to do that.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand. I mean, Brickset update their database overnight.
Yes. Yeah. And that's why Brickset's more reliable. But they don't have the purchasability. Like, you can't purchase stuff.
That's an ongoing. I don't understand why Bricklink can't make that happen.
Yeah. I'm sure they will eventually once they get things sorted out.
Actually,
no. So.
Everyone at Bricklink is in America, and they're all on holiday.
Oh. Why are they on holiday?
Because it's summer. It's summer holidays, so they're just not.
You mean like everyone at Lego?
Like everyone at Lego, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's this. We keep forgetting that this time of the year as well. The rest of the world's. This is like late December, early January, or late December through to January for us.
Right.
We have a great deal of difficulty getting things done locally, and it's just like that in the rest of the world. But it feels weird because it's the middle of the year, and so of course you should be able to get things done. It's the middle of the year.
Yeah. Hi, Matthew. Sorry.
That's right.
Sorry, Matthew. I had been carried away there.
Yeah, that's right. I had been following along a little bit on YouTube. I thought I'd just poke my nose in and say hi to everyone today.
Are you building anything today? Anything exciting?
I haven't so far today. Yesterday, I put this together. So it's,
nice.
Yeah. So this is actually based on instructions from the Lego Neighborhood book.
Oh, yeah.
So they've got a couple of options for the facade that, to look into next, or maybe put my own thing on. Haven't quite decided yet. But I thought I'd see how that ended up looking.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had an idea for a modular building of my own creation for a while. Just trying to wrap my head around modular buildings again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we at that point of the year where we should be sort of discussing what we want for the next modular next year? I haven't seen any leaks or rumors or anything, but what's everyone sort of predicting or hoping that is the next modular?
There's been a rumor circulating as a leak this weekend of a hospital, but it turns out that it's actually just very bad Photoshop. Like it's photoshopped onto the police station's box. So if you see that, it's not real.
That's not even an effort.
That's bad.
Yeah, the set number's not changed or anything. No. So this is a good time of year to do it, Wade, because we haven't seen leaks, we haven't heard rumors. So it's a great chance to actually speculate about what you might like to actually see.
What's everyone want in a modular?
I want a library.
Well, we've got a bookshop, so I don't think we'll get a library.
True.
Put the interior of the bookshop behind the facade of the police station. There you've got the New York City Library. And then you then put that next to your Ghostbusters HQ.
Well, we know what your mock's going to be for Brickvention.
You think you do.
I'd love an art gallery or like an art gallery of some sort.
An art gallery would be cool.
With an upstairs studio.
Yeah, like a gallery where they've got statues or the big lines built out the front, and then all the paintings, like the brick-built paintings that they had or something. I would be disappointed. I'd be disappointed if they did, because sorry,
we're talking at once. Way back when I was doing color changes of the old modulars, my plan was to change the Grand Emporium into a art gallery.
Okay.
Because I figured that was a good reuse of a department store, was to make it an art gallery. Because my fire station became a cafe, the fire station cafe.
Yep.
And I also had the not yet haunted house, which was pink.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a reissue of the Cafe Corner, but this time with furniture.
Ooh, yeah.
And not quite the Cafe Corner, but I would like to see a Cafe Corner kind of something that's embracing that aesthetic and being a bit more detailed on the inside. I mean, building techniques have evolved so much in the last 15 years.
We've got a lot more snot bricks than we had back then.
Yeah, and curves as well.
But I think the aesthetic of modulars has moved to the 1960s. So they've done the Downtown Diner, which is the cafe of that era. So I think we're sticking with that era of building now.
So what else have we had? We had the garage. That doesn't quite line up with...
It does. Like,
I mean, the police station kind of lines up with the fire station. So what was modular number 4? Greengrass was number 2.
The Grand Emporium.
Yeah, Grand Emporium.
I think.
Yeah. Unless you're not counting Market Street.
Market Street sort of evolved from the ideas equivalent of the Age.
Yeah.
Factory.
Yeah.
Made a fan
So-
development.
Yeah. So I think it's that, like, if we stick with the 1950s aesthetic, what's the typical 1950s sort of building that you'd expect?
Oh, some sort of MCM, mid-century modern house or something, with
An
flamingos
apartment.
in the garden and
Yeah.
atomic design on the facade.
Yeah.
Well, that's just me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have dreams.
Maybe a supermarket or something like that.
Yeah.
Would a supermarket work?
Or something like a takeaway food outlet, like again,
McDonald's.
the same sort of aesthetic, like the original McDonald's building or something like that.
I don't know. Like the diner to me is that sort of aesthetic, and they did that a few months, well, years ago now. Yeah.
A while ago.
I think we'd be looking
yesterday.
at some sort of a shop with some sort of an apartment, and whether they're side by, at the risk of stating the obvious, some sort of a shop with some sort of an apartment.
Yeah.
And would they be side by side, or would they be one above the other? I think one above the other, because we had side by side with the police station and with the bookshop.
True.
We've had a
I
pet
like
store.
the idea of a supermarket, but one on top of the other doesn't really work. Most supermarkets are just single story. Then
Well, they could do like a
Maybe
convenience
something
store
like
on the bottom floor, and then an apartment upstairs or something like that.
Yeah.
But indeed, when we're thinking convenience store, really we're thinking of sort of a 1950s grocer.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And whether they could even redo a greengrocer with that sort of facade aesthetic. Don't know.
Aaron is thinking maybe a fruit and veggie market.
Isn't that the greengrocer?
Yeah, would be.
Market
And
Street?
Market Street rolled into one.
Yeah.
I was wondering about maybe a hotel.
So basically, we've run out of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So perhaps a doctor's clinic is
there
it
hasn't
then?
been a school. There hasn't been a school.
There hasn't been a school. Like a high school or a school. Oh, they could do like a
But
Zoom.
incorporate your
Zoom
library in that as well.
Yeah. Like a classroom on the first floor and a library on the second floor.
Yeah.
Although, mind
Yeah.
you, a science room would be quite good as well.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Mm.
Science.
A lot of seats.
Lots of
Yeah.
mock ideas there.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
You have to build it now.
Yeah. I'm wondering if the next one's likely to be a corner one or not.
What do we do?
Yeah, it's probably been a few years since they did a corner. So
Had a corner 2 years ago.
Yeah.
okay, so the garage was 2 years, was it?
Yeah. But
Okay.
you're right. I think we'd be about. It would be reasonable
I
for
wasn't
one
sure
this year or
what order,
next.
yeah, I wasn't sure what order the garage and the bookstore came out.
I haven't built the last few years, so I'm a
Yeah,
bit
I haven't-
behind.
I haven't bought the police station yet.
I'm behind too. I've got 3 to build.
What about a post office?
Yeah, well,
I
that's
do
still
like a post
Yeah.
office. Yeah.
Or like a hardware store with a house, an apartment above. That could be good.
Oh, yeah. Hardware store. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a music store.
Oh,
And that way they could tie in like the video minifigs and have them sell stuff.
but you see, if they do like a record store, then there goes
There goes Dale's
that
idea.
ideas
Then.
project.
Yeah. Like, we've got enough video tiles to be the record covers now, right?
Yeah.
An arcade, maybe.
Yeah, arcade.
I'd be all for thinking that perhaps a boutique of some sort.
Well, Assembly Square was kind of a mishmash of boutique shopping areas. So
Was there a clothes? Oh, sorry, when I'm saying boat, was there a shop? Sorry, a clothes
There was a
shop
wedding-
there.
wasn't there a wedding store?
There was a cake shop.
Cake shop.
It's in the other room, so
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I could imagine it. I could imagine an upmarket, a clothes shop. I'm sort of thinking sort of parallel to the Grand Emporium, but perhaps as a smaller sort of business with an apartment or workroom upstairs.
Definitely. Have we had a bakery?
Yeah, we've had a cake shop.
Sort of
So,
tucked away in
wedding-
Assembly Square.
Yeah.
No, okay. But not a separate one on its own.
And we've had like the donut shop from the police station.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did too. Shows how many I've built recently.
But you can't go wrong with too many baked goods during the course of a pandemic. I mean,
And as
apart from the
someone
ways in
who-
which you can go wrong with too many baked goods in a pandemic, but
And as
Yeah.
someone who likes to accumulate Lego food for future mock use, I have
Mhm.
no objection to the inclusion of baked goods.
What about a Chinese takeaway store? Like a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah,
Could
okay.
work.
That could be good. Maybe they should bring out that as a modular for the Chinese New Year thing.
Well, yeah, that's possible. Yeah. And then we look at like Ninjago City. Are they doing a new Ninjago City set? Like Ninjago modular?
I think that's sort of a 2-yearly kind of a thing.
Okay. Because I heard
Oh, okay.
I've heard that they're doing only 4. So they're doing another one that will connect up and that'll be their set of 4 and that's all they had planned for.
Oh, that means I'm one behind.
But the Ninjago City was what, 2016? The Docks
Yeah.
was 2018, 2019.
Gardens
The
is
Gardens was 2021.
Yeah.
I don't have the gardens yet.
So I think we've got a year or two before we need to get worried too much about or wonder too much about
Save
that.
up your money.
I wonder if we'll get a Chinese restaurant for just a restaurant for the Chinese New Year for the Spring Festival set this year.
Well, we got
Okay.
the Chinese family dinner, which is more
Yeah.
focused on family events or
Yeah.
events as opposed to locations.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sounds like I need to pull my finger and actually build my creation here because that's actually what my idea was.
A Chinese restaurant.
Chinese restaurant, ground floor, and then I was going to put the museum on top to sort of have a bit of a showcase of some of the pieces that have been built, produced by Lego over the past few years. Like put the a dragon in there, and
Okay.
yeah.
You should do that and put it on ideas.
Here's a radical idea. Let's just build something for fun
And not worry about where it ends up. Yeah.
and maybe get to show it in public, but
Maybe.
otherwise don't post any other pictures of it.
Yeah. We have a question from Aaron. Will they extend Diagon Alley at any point, despite saying they're not currently working on it? Richard is pausing to phrase his answer correctly and politically correct. Is there one coming?
No, well, we won't see one. We won't see one this year. So we can say anything we like, and nothing has been confirmed or denied at this point in time outside of Billund. So
It's a very
I
loud
don't-
response.
no.
We can say
Really, what I
anything
mean
we
is that while they're not currently working on it, I would say Gringotts is still a possibility.
Yeah.
What would be your and I think we will still probably see Harry Potter next year, although I think we're probably starting to run out of material, so I think it'll be taking a break for a little while. but it might take a break for a little while in the way that Doctor Who takes a break for a little while and just releases like a Christmas special a year for a couple of years and then goes back into some full series.
Okay. So you meant in terms of the Harry Potter cinematic universe for as opposed to Lego itself.
Yeah, well, no, I'm actually talking about Lego's approach there. So we've had a good run through of films 1 through 5. We've had Astronomy Tower, so through 5 and 6 even.
Yeah.
There is some more scope for locations there, like the headquarters of the Order of the Phoenix, a really good forest battle.
Ministry of Magic, maybe.
And I was thinking a Ministry of Magic could be really good. Yeah, absolutely, Kathy.
I do like the look that I saw of the headquarters of the Phoenix with the house that expands. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Grimmauld Place.
Yeah.
There's been some good mocks of that.
I wonder. I'm trying to work out whether we can expect to see any real sets based on Deathly Hallows, because we seem to get a collection of minifigures in the last wave of minifigs, of Harry Potter minifigs that seem to tie in with that era.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that. So part of me is wondering if licensed minifigures are now also existing to give you the characters that won't make their way into real sets.
Okay.
Maybe.
So, for example, also with the Marvel minifigures that we've got coming up, we're just not going to see sets based on those characters in those settings.
Aaron is sort of suggesting a Horcrux set, maybe like the Icon set.
Oh, that's
I think that they could all be options. I think they want to see how the icons do. I'd suspect that there's probably going to be a building next year, to be honest, and probably a normal.
I wouldn't be surprised if they released a modular style Gringotts at some point next year, or modular style to expand Diagon Alley. Maybe not at the same price point. I would hope that it would be a $200 sort of set rather than a $500 set.
But at the same time, if they're only going to then revisit produce sets that are perhaps revisiting material that they did 3 years ago, so you've already got a Hogwarts Express on their way to school.
Yeah.
Unless you are an absolute completionist, then you'll be quite happy to just save up and spend $500 on a set that's $500 if they're otherwise sort of repeating subject matter.
Yeah. You're not getting the icon set to review?
I don't have the icons. No, those that are getting the icons have the icons.
Already.
Jay's got the icons. Yeah, Kale's got it. I can tell you what all the stickers on the potion bottles mean, though.
Oh yeah.
But that's mostly because Marcos Bessa posted that on Instagram yesterday. So,
okay,
one of them I'd worked out, which was that. Do you have a picture of it there, Wade?
I can pull it up.
That's okay. We can save that for another occasion. Wait until the product's actually out and we can talk through it. That sounds like a much better idea. But I'm amused at the prospect that one of them is in fact a typing error.
Yes.
Yeah. We were mentioning that was mentioned before.
Oh, the page 349.
So
Isn't there a couple of typos?
Oh no. So one of the. So if you have a look at, okay, so the Asphodel 28 is just a big number for Marcos Besser.
Okay.
Like it's been a family nickname. All of his side projects have 28 in their name. So
Okay.
So if you Google Marcos Besser 28, you'll see that there's a lot there. And indeed, the 25th of March, which one there?
89?
Yeah, 1989. That's his birthday.
Yeah.
So that one was simple. If you look at the gillyweed, 4701 is the sorting hat, which was the first in that first wave of Harry Potter sets back in the day.
Huh. Okay.
And the date there.
That's the release date of the first set, right?
Well, that's what no, because the first set was released in 2001.
Oh.
That's why we're having the 20th anniversary this year, and the golden figures and stuff in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
No, that's actually the date of birth of Geordie, who's one of the graphic designers on the set.
Yeah, I read that today. But isn't there a reference to a page number in one from the Snape tells them to change to go to a certain page number, 300 and something, and they've got it wrong?
Yes, where was that? That
I thought it was on one of the potion bottles.
Yeah, I'm just it's on the back of the Wormwood bottle. It says number 349, which is supposed to be 394.
Okay.
That's on the back, so it's not a label that we've actually seen in real life.
Right.
And then we've got the birthday of another designer. I thought that 2010 date was actually going to be the date that Marcos applied to work at Lego, because he started there later that year, but no, apparently not.
Yeah.
We've got some interesting new parts by the looks of it as well. So the bottle tops and everything.
I think the bottle tops are just recolored R2 heads, aren't they? Not R2 heads, but R5. You know, those droid heads.
If they are, it's dual molded.
Maybe.
Could well be, or it could just be refraction.
It's hard to tell.
It's so hard to tell with rendered images.
Reviews will come out soon, I'm sure.
In the chocolate frog box.
Yes, as always, there is an embargo on embargoes.
It's so strange that they've embargoed the reviews of the set.
Now, look, part of the reason for that is delivery, and part of it is so that you can get the excitement of the announcement out of the way.
Okay.
And then actually have the review. And it's something they've just been experimenting with this year, because particularly those of us in Australia, we've been occasionally getting sets after the announcement embargo date. So,
right.
So, you know, I've not.
Sorry to interrupt. I've got to head off. I'll
Okay.
See you, Kathy.
Thanks for joining us.
Cheerio, Kathy.
See ya.
See you later.
See ya. So it's just something they've been experimenting with this year. It may or may not persist.
Okay.
Because what it has resulted in a few occasions where some people have where they have shifted they've shifted the goalposts, and then different fan media have missed the changes happening. So
do you have any idea if the video series CMFs are coming? Series 2 CMFs are coming? Like
my understanding is that the sets have not been, like, the sets the figures are being produced.
Okay.
I do not know if they are going to be on shelves.
Right. Because I've asked a couple of the retailers that I'm friends with, and they've said that their orders were cancelled. So,
yeah, I'd heard different stories as to whether they were cancelled or whether they're given the option to cancel.
right, okay.
But I wonder if it's like, for example, the second wave of Lego Movie 2 sets, which were only really available through Lego.com.
Okay. So order them through Lego.com if you want them, is the answer.
Unless you suddenly see them appear on Big W.
Yeah.
Who are now the go-to place for, or Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah, Amazon.
Yeah, so that I don't know for sure. As I say, I think the problem was with the launch. There needed to be some building. You don't buy a Lego set for no building, particularly if it's as outlandish as a video minifigure.
Yeah,
you need
especially when they're not named or anything.
Yeah.
I'm just going to step away for a moment, so talk amongst yourselves. Sorry.
Richard, thank you very much for the kit, for the set number for the fireboat.
That's a pleasure.
Now to find all the pieces.
So you'll find, tracking on that, you'll find both the inventory, but you'll also find the instructions.
Okay, yeah, we've probably got the instructions. We have a whole box of instructions because my boys never threw out their instructions or their boxes. I think the larger boxes have probably gone, but a lot of the smaller boxes are still packed away under their beds in their bedrooms. So
This is where we then discover, I know that I've never thrown away instructions, but I also know that if ever I'm looking to find out how to build any of the sets that I've got, I go online for the instructions because it will be easier to find them there.
Yeah.
I think I now have approximately half a cubic meter of instructions.
Is that all?
Or as Sue Ann might say, you amateur Richard.
Is that all?
I'll print out the inventory and
I am years behind in filing instructions. I've got to say, this boat is a lot of fun to build.
So which boat are you building there, Sue Ann?
The
Oh, yes. No, that's a beautiful. So I just loved the elf sets. I'm kind of sorry we didn't get another series of them.
Yeah.
And also on TV, the second series that they did that appeared on Netflix was actually quite a good story. Am I the only person
And I got a spare wing in one of my sets.
Oh.
Yes.
Is that normal?
It's a thing.
A spare wing.
A spare wing.
Is it a left wing or a right wing?
Maybe.
It's both. I don't know.
They. I remember when they were new that every other day someone was posting a picture of an extra wing that they received in their set.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember. I was just surprised. I thought I'd missed something in the instructions. You know, if you have large pieces left over, you've made a mistake.
Yeah.
I always worry if I have like a multiple of 2 of a small part left. Like
Yeah.
2 red studs. I'm always worried that I failed to put them down somewhere. Then it turns out that I just ignored the stud shooters if it was a Star Wars set.
Yeah.
Or it might have multiple numbered bags. Because usually they put a spare in each bag.
Yeah. Yeah. And then after, I think it's. Oh dear, there's a thought. I should really start trying to work out how many excess pieces can you expect per part in a set. There's an interesting equation for someone to try and calculate.
Yes. Okay.
How do you mean?
Well, I generally find for every 10 sets that I put together, I probably have a box full of extra pieces, a small picnic bowl worth of parts left over, or
Yeah,
indeed
that's
extra
fair.
pieces at the risk of.
Collecting one by one
If,
tiles has made me aware how many extra one by one parts come in sets. You usually get at least one by one part spare for every one by one part that you have in your set.
Correct.
I just realised that with this, because you got these little one by one round tiles in as the as the dirt.
Yeah.
Oh, those are probably supposed to be spares.
Well, at least one of them.
Let me just check.
One per colour.
The shift in the bottle.
My wife may have
bottle
knocked it.
Water. There, you meant to count 200 one by one studs for the water, and there's 208 or something in the bag that you tip in.
Yeah.
So, I don't think anyone would have counted out the correct amount to put in there.
I tell you what, it was absolutely critical with the chain links in the roller coaster.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it would have been there.
Yeah, there was 2 spares, right? And if you didn't count them out, the chain didn't work.
Yes. In fact, I think there may have been 6 spares.
Okay.
I wonder how many people complained about the roller coaster not working.
Pardon me, I've just started to count.
You counted the studs.
So on average, in the bonsai there were 51. On average, there were 51 of each of those soil tiles.
So that sounds like you used 50.
Yes.
I'm not keeping any. I'm not pulling any out and keeping them aside. So.
Well, no, I definitely used them all, but bless my wife, she actually this is how Anne and I bond over Lego. She knolls out the bags for me these days, and so it does mean that even when you've got all those soil parts, she insisted on knolling out even the pink frogs.
Well, according to Bricklink, there's 50 of each of the tiles colours, and there are 1 of each spare included.
Yes, that is correct.
Bricklink shows the extra parts that are included.
Down the bottom, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's consistent with what I've got in this picture.
Yeah. So I guess you could work out how many extras are included in each set. Going through Bricklink somehow. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way
The wings,
to.
the wings were a bit.
What's the set number?
Oh, for the bonsai?
No, the
No,
elements.
Sue-Ann, what's your green dragon set?
I don't think I've got the box here anymore. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me dig through.
Do you know the set number on the
Hang on.
instruction?
Yeah, 41176.
41176. I'm just checking for you if there was meant to be a spare wing. And yes, there is a spare wing in that set.
Well, there you go. Why?
That is an unusually large part to have a spare of. Ooh,
I'd say it's pretty much unheard of.
Yeah, only thing I could think of is those wings. They're a little thinner.
Do they break easily?
It's plastic. It's like not.
Maybe the mold wasn't very good, and they had lots of errors in the molding.
Maybe. But then you wouldn't put a defective
No, but I mean, I've had defective pieces and there's been a spare, so the defective one ends up being thrown out because.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever had that.
Yeah.
It's, you compare it to this, which is like a plasticized fabric.
Yeah.
This is stiff but bendable.
Very strange.
So I thought I'd seen a few people with spare water dragon wings over the years as well. But
Maybe it was a thing.
Very much.
and indeed, actually, you go to that particular set. I'm never sure if the extra items that they list there are absolutely extra in every set, or if they're pieces that are likely to be extra. So just looking at Bricklink, yes, they say that you may well have an extra dragon wing.
Okay. Because I was going to,
I'd be interested to find if anyone found out a reason why. There you go, Richard. There's a post for you for Rambling Brick.
It sounds more like a question for me to ask someone if I can find them. I wonder who they
You
are.
can make a whole post out of that.
Yeah. Because how long would those wings have been around at the time that those sets were released? So I don't think they were brand new, were they?
I don't know. I think they might have been a design for just the elf sets.
I thought they were.
Wasn't there a red dragon with them?
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, because I had some of the Ninjago
built.
Yeah.
I can now take it apart and part it out.
So, what are you doing with the trans medium blue cheese slips?
Keeping them.
Or the trans medium blue 1x1 plates?
Was it medium blue?
Asking for a friend, Wade?
Maybe. I have a list of obscure colors that I need now. It's only I've only got 31 of the 1x1 plates left to get. And yeah.
There's no spares of the 1x1 tiles, yeah.
Okay.
That's weird.
Has anyone
What
built
is that?
the Mercus blue Mercus, the shipping boat? I need a 1x1 tile, Merc blue. There's a lot that I need.
Maybe. I built the first one that came out. Did that have a spare tile in it?
I don't know.
The second one.
I need the plate and the stud.
I'm not sure if they came out. Which version had that in it?
I will find out for you. The container truck.
No.
I only had it in the container truck, and there's
No, I
none.
don't have it.
There's one for sale on Bricklink, and it is only $4.5 grand.
What, the set?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
So you won't be getting that one then?
There's 32 of them available on Bricklink, as in just a single part, and it's only 4 cents a part. The problem is they're all located over in. Oh, actually, there's one in Australia. I wonder if that is actually Mercus Blue though.
That's the problem.
It's this store.
What's the store?
Hard to get bricks.
Don't know.
Well, that part does meet the definition of.
It definitely does.
Hard to get.
I'm now just checking if they have any other parts that I need. And this is how I end up spending stupid amounts of money.
So I've just spent a little bit too long scrolling through every set with dragon in the title,
Mhm.
and that mold does appear to have been unique to elves.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, no.
Different ones for other dragons.
You could have just gone to the part and seen if it was used in different colours.
Although it does look very, very similar to the one in Dragon Mask, the castle set of 2013.
There's probably a slight variation in it. You know, enough to justify calling it a new part.
Yeah, if it's double molded,
Actually, yeah, because it is dual molded, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm.
It's not just casually printed.
Trying to work out why my Bricklink cart was adding up more parts than I needed. And then I realized I had another wanted list by mistake on there.
Oops. In fact, no, it is the same wing mold as appeared in back in the day in Castle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And indeed in the King's Castle Siege of 2007.
Oh, wow.
And then brought back again for the Hungarian Horntail Triwizard Challenge in 2019.
Interesting.
So basically you're saying it's been around for a while.
It's been around longer than I have.
As in as a Lego fan, not in person.
Yes, indeed. Indeed, the mold first appeared for Knight's Kingdom 2 set for the Rogue Knight battleship, where it was in fact used as sails for the boat.
Oh.
There you go.
Interesting.
Wade might be able to share that picture.
Which picture?
I've just put a link in the
thingy.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, yes, I remember that one.
Is it a different mold? Yeah.
No, it's the same. It's the same design ID as all of the elves.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Things that I have learnt today.
2006,
I feel
19.
educated.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure of all that.
So it was in 2 sets in 2019. What set was it in?
Oh, I've got.
Oh.
I've only got one set in 2019.
The blackish brown one, years produced 2019.
Yeah, so I've got that one. What was the other one from 2019?
Oh, sorry. Okay, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. The design number at the top shows 2019.
Oh, yeah, it was
Yeah,
produced from then till then. Yeah.
Interesting.
So there you are. So in fact, what you're supposed to do with them is to construct sails for your boat, Suan.
The question is was it only a spare available in the elf sets? Why was it a spare in the elf set? Why? Why wasn't it spare the other times it was used?
Well, let's first establish whether or not it appeared in 75946. Oops, I said that out loud.
So I told you, Richard, this is a whole rambling brick article for you. You are rambling away there.
I need to stop getting inspired, and I need to actually just write some things down. I need to stop getting ideas, and I just need to write things down.
Dragon wings. Why? Why were there spare dragon wings in Elves? Was it a mistake? Was it a machine mistake in the factory? Or was it deliberate? And if it was deliberate, why? Is it part of the Elf storyline?
Well, it didn't fit the storyline. And indeed, the final year of Elves, they went using sort of lightning bolts rather than wings on most of the dragons there.
That's true. Probably because it was cheaper.
I totally missed Series 3. Well, that's because they'd already released all of their wings in the previous year as spares. I'm not sure.
While
it was a way to offload all the extra parts they'd produced. I don't think that works.
No.
While you ponder the wing question, I have another question for you.
Sure.
What Lego musical instruments have been produced that are not molded parts but are printed on tile parts?
I am aware, I think, of a banjo. And I think a balalaika, though that may have been a sticker in one of the
banjo
sets.
Sticker.
There was a brick-built saxophone.
I
appreciate this is your quest for tiles.
No, this is my quest for musical instruments. So I've got I got the banjo. What was the other one? Sorry.
I think in one of the Elves sets, try the Elves Village, the Goblin Village. I think there was a balalaika type of instrument. So it would have gone on a three-sided sign, a triangular sign. That's what we call that shape, isn't it?
What is a
balalaika? It's like a Russian.
Oh yeah, okay, I see it. Yeah, the green thing.
Folk.
It's going to be stickered though, right?
Probably.
Yeah, stickers.
Although there's not always any logic to the use of stickers in Elves.
Yeah.
So in the boat I just built, there was a 2x2 round tile that was printed, and then there were two others that were stickers.
Yeah.
Which was the printed shape?
2x2 round.
Yeah, no. What was the design on it?
I don't know. Let me see if I can find you a picture of it in the book. I think it's only. This isn't going to work very well. But that was the non-stickered one.
Yep.
And they were the stickered ones, the purple, the lavender ones.
Yeah, because the purple ones are repeated in other sets, right?
Yeah, they're stickers, though.
The blue ones, you mean?
Then?
The blue one was repeated in other sets.
Why didn't just make them all stickers?
Yeah.
Consistency. Is it too much to ask?
Yes.
Yes.
What am I talking about? Of course it is.
Actually, there was a nice article last week or two ago on Brothers Brick on the why use stickers instead of printed tiles that really just came down to the question of space in the warehouse. And it may have just been that.
I either read that or I've seen an interview about it.
Yeah, oh, it's an old story, but sometimes you just need to revise these old stories to you just need to retell the old stories so that people actually get to hear them.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's good.
When Bricklink says alternative parts, that doesn't just mean there may or may not have been an extra one of these included, does it?
No.
No, alternative parts is a different mold.
Or
they replace.
or they stickered parts there.
Yeah, no. So for one of the sets involving the Dragon Wing, it does present a slightly different marbled trailing edge pattern on the wing. Lol.
Okay. Quite often it refers to stickered parts. So like that 2x2 tile would be listed as an alternate part with the sticker on.
Yep.
Also listed as a part without the sticker.
That's what I thought, but they seem to have done this for the wings in one of the older castle sets.
There's also when there's you know, well, you may not know, well, you probably do, Richard, that sometimes there's model A, model B, and I don't mean alternate models for a set, like the Creator 3-in-1s. Sometimes a set is redesigned mid-production.
Yes.
And so model A gets out into the public. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yep.
Sometimes a few get out. So the initial inventory is done on that. And then when they alter the design, the inventory is added to. That makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that does. A recent example would be
Like Wally, for example.
Sorry, which one? Oh,
Wally?
Wally, yeah. Yep, and another one would be the roof of the Batmobile, the 89 Batmobile.
Yeah.
Which got a remake. And indeed the Batman versus Superman rooftop fight, where halfway through the production they decided to remove Batman's cape.
Yeah. Or the I believe some sets got out of the Cool Cruiser before it was withdrawn from sale. That's the yellow car.
Mm-hmm.
The infamous yellow car. So I haven't looked that up, but I assume maybe there's alternate parts listed for that.
Yep.
Maybe not, because I don't know how many actually got out into the public. I've been told some did, but not in Australia.
How long until we have to start redesigning awards?
I don't know anymore. I used to be able to tell you that.
I can answer that question because I've built them for the last few years. We have most of the parts that are the curved parts.
The yellow corner.
Yeah, the curved parts and stuff we've got a lot of. It's just the 1x1 bricks that we'll need extra of.
What about the double convex soaps?
No, heaps of those.
No, someone must have bought some, because you only get a couple of those per set, and you need, what is it, 4 at least per? No, more than that per trophy.
Yeah, they had heaps of them when I did them.
Yeah, somebody must have bought some because they were going to run out at one point.
Yeah.
Mind you, having said that, I'm sure there's somebody in Australia with a huge supply of them.
Sure. I have no idea.
Well, seeing as all the lugs at the time were given quite a large supply of that set, the Cool Cruiser, in parts, there's a lot of yellow floating around Australia.
Okay.
I can't even remember how many boxes. It was something like between 10 and 20 boxes or something. That's not sets, that's boxes.
Yeah. No idea.
It was insane.
Back in the good old days when Lego gave us a lot of stuff.
Oh no, they weren't going to give it to us. They were going to put it in landfill.
Oh.
You can thank the Brickman for that.
Okay.
Well, so he said. He convinced them that rather than put it in landfill, it was a much better idea to distribute it amongst the logs.
I don't understand why they wouldn't have done that in the first place.
Because that was the mindset of Lego Australia at the time.
They didn't necessarily realise that there were lugs there that they could work with.
Well, they'd had some, Lego Australia had some bad interactions with some AFOLs who are just always after stuff.
Yeah.
And it didn't occur to them that they could offload stuff by giving them to AFOLs.
Okay.
So, things like some of the stuff that Fairy Bricks end up with, and not all the stuff, some of the stuff that gets donated to Fairy Bricks from Lego, the stuff that they can't sell or have got oversupply of, or so for, I don't know if you remember, there was a Lego game a few years ago. That was where you had to guess what the character was, and you had to flip down things.
Yeah, Pictionary. Yeah.
Like a Guess Who game.
Yeah.
And Fairy Bricks ended up with quite a few pallet loads of that game.
Okay.
Which they then deboxed because it just didn't sell. It didn't sell as well as Lego had hoped. They deboxed them and used the minifigs as part of their tombola.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other, I don't know what they did with the other parts. I think they might have on-sold them to raise money for the charity or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting stories from
the times have changed, It's not the same world as Lego are concerned in terms of AFOLs as it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It's changed a lot. So, it's 45.
I have noticed that. Wondering whether we should start sort of wrapping up and thinking about dinner, actually.
I think I just had a knock on the door suggesting I do that a second ago.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I've got to go and bring my washing in before it gets damp.
Quickly before the dew sets in.
Yeah. Otherwise, it'll just go in front of the heater anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap things up here then, I guess.
Is there a doorpost?
Sorry?
Is there a doorpost?
I have not seen one yet.
Yeah, I didn't notice one on Facebook before.
I don't know if Andrea has been watching or not. She usually does the doorpost.
I guess if she hasn't done one, then you can always do one way.
Yeah. We'll put a doorpost up. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching and tuning in and commenting and commenting. Don't forget the mock comp has been extended until next Sunday. So if you have a idea for a mock comp with using a transparent piece of some sort, we'd love to. And you can enter until Monday by emailing mugs@brickventures.com. And yeah, we'll be in contact with hopefully our in-person meeting next month, depending on restrictions and everything.
Here's my mom.
Yep. Send it in, email it through.
No, I'm not happy with it yet.
No.
Well, now I'm happy.
I'm not happy with mine yet either.
That'd actually make quite a cute Easter egg basket.
For tiny little eggs.
It would if it came in a colour other than transparent clear.
You could like work out something and into a basket.
Paint it.
Paint it. Yeah.
Paint Lego.
All right. Okay. Thanks everybody. I'm going to click the end broadcast button now. But
Cheers, folks. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Wade.
See you next time.
Bye.
Thanks, Wade.
Bye.
Cheerio.